souls colliding. We shared the pieces of ourselves. It's perfect timing now. We fueled the flames, but we're still learning to trust, learning to trust. It's never enough, never enough. Burning me up, burning me up. Don't fight the fire. Too much, too fast, will burn us out. We walk the wire, love. Don't make me read your mind. I know it. Learn to trust, learn to trust. It's never enough, never enough. Burning me up, burning me up. I won't fall when I'm picking you up. Of my hand, I will be strong enough. Our love is stronger. And I'll be here. My lead, now we're taking the jump. My pride, cause I know you're the one. Our love is stronger. Baby, I know that it's stronger than yesterday. Two sparks igniting. We left some space for us to breathe. My head is quiet now. I can rest in peace, cause you are more than enough, more than enough. Feeling the rush, feeling the rush. Burning in love, burning in love. Two souls united. This roaring blaze is soaring free. If you ever get tired.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, how are all you doing? Welcome back back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a beautiful, beautiful evening. We got ourselves more 5v5 1v1 duels on the evening, boys. Let me get some good tunes in here to start off the day. We've been doing a lot of alpha streams for the last few days, but we got to get back into the live servers, boys. That's season 4. We gotta keep it alive just a little bit longer. Shadowlands is almost over. Dragonflight is almost here. I cannot wait to try. Boys, can we just say this? Can we just all agree? When pre-patch is on PTR, can we do some of these duels on PTR? Can we do them a little early too? Boys, they have to keep changing classes in the best ways possible. I've been on the alpha just trying stuff out. They're doing such good updates on the Dragonflight. Like, watching the duels, watching the meta and the Legos and all that Covenant stuff. And I just, oh my God, boys, I hope more of you guys get on the alpha. I seriously hope more of you guys get on the alpha. I'd love to do some alpha and beta 5v5 1v1 duels before it's over. Right? Just let us go and test all the broken things for them to fix later. I would love for it. Boys, hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. How does Shadow Priest feel? So Priest on the alpha, you mean? They're gonna get updates soon, hopefully. They had a blue post saying we got some big stuff coming out for you in the future, but not at the moment. Gotta wait for it to simmer on the alpha, beta, whatever they got going on a little bit longer, but they were taking feedback, they might have something big for Priest. I'm hoping it'll be massive. Hope it'll be explosive. Hope it'll be the biggest, best change ever. And that fixes all our issues. Even if it fixes half the issues Priest have. Personally, I'd be happy, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Let me get some music in here, boys. We got ourselves more 5v5 1v1 duels this evening, boys. Let's have some fun tonight, yeah? Let's have some fun this evening. Jesus already got a group. If y'all got, boys, if y'all got a group, join our community. 1 second, join our groups. Do you need to have Dragonflight purchase to get alpha? No alpha. Just sign up for the beta, Kaiser, and there's a chance you may be able to get in the alpha. Like Atho apparently wasn't signed up. As soon as he signed up, I guess it was on the already like alpha list. So as soon as he signed up, yeah, I'm interested in the beta. Let's send him the alpha invite immediately, or relatively immediately. I think within the same day that he signed up for the beta, he got the alpha in like one of the waves. Actually, I think his invite was just like off wave. But that's all you could really do. Hey, Dada, what's up, Crystals? Look, I'm a lot. You got ourselves Kreiser, Mikolai. We got ourselves Jesus the chat, Agivalia, the Menace, Boomstick. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining me tonight. Let's have some 5v5 1v1 duels. Yeah, boys? Yeah, boys? I'm still a little bit behind managing on YouTube stuff, so let me just hop on live and see how we doing, yeah? Let's hop on that live server, see how we're doing. Because if we got groups, I don't want to like hold you guys back. I want to get as many duels tonight as we can, man. I want to let you guys have all the fun in the world. Apparently I'm playing Rogue and I have a perma evasion when it comes to getting alpha betas. True. Yeah. I was thinking for a second, like, wait, I'm reading. I'm like, where's this going? Perma evasion when it comes to alphas and betas. That's actually so fun. I like that, Kreiser. That's like an Atherman joke, bro. That's an Ather joke. I'm hop on for the duels. A bit kind of gear low. Yeah, it's all good. Yo, I'm actually also pretty low gear for my PvP rogue. I haven't been PvPing as much this season. I mean to, but a lot, dude, I'm almost surprised. I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna be able to play this patch. I'll be able to do all the things with friends. Apparently alpha has consumed my whole life. I wanted to gear my rogue for PvP a little bit better. I am behind on gear for my rogue for PvP. Like some of my dungeon and raid gear is gonna work in PvP. It's got a lot of versatility. That's like one of my best stats. So it is gonna like double up. But like actual PvP gear that properly scales and get into 2100 that early, haven't gotten that yet. I meant to. I still need to queue with Chicago. We still need to play together, but I just haven't been able to. I also gotta switch the mix. Oh, it's not the mix. I gotta switch this. Get you guys all on here. Yeah, here we go. Now we should be good. Let me know, boys, when you guys are ready to go. And we got the Crown Beautiful in the chat. Pin the message. Here we go. Sasha. Hey, my man Glue's back with a team ready to go. I am, now that Conquest is uncapped this week, I am thinking Gloosh is gonna be this is gonna devour these boys. I think he's gonna backstab him once, pop him like a balloon. This man is gonna be super giga gear. Like, what do you even stack for? Like, at this point, you guys are hitting DRs on 2 stats, right? You're gonna be mastery DR and versatility DR. You have more than 1,000 points into both of them. What are you gonna start putting points into crit? I guess so, yeah. I've been waiting to PvP on my rogue till I got on. This is gonna play with me in Chicago. Yeah. I still gotta play with Chicago, man. I still gotta do some twos in Chicago. Maybe they can help me out, get some gear. Maybe I just play with Chill Pills, man. Chill Pills and me as a smoke bomb cleave in Chicago to heal us. That could actually work. Wait, that could actually work. That could be pretty fun at the very beginning of the season. That could be really cool. My man G, boys, gonna get an hashtag in chat for being a beautiful member for 14 months, man. More than a year. Thank you so much, G, for being on this journey with us, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right, we got Kreiser apparently trying to join. We got Too Fast trying to make a group. Too Fast, Kreiser already got a group. All right, oh, Jesus got a group. If you guys want to join the group for, there's one group that's available. Dungeons and Raids, pre-made group, Raids Legacy, find a group, type number 5 at the top. Unless Jo is trying to make a separate group, Too Fast trying to make a separate group. There is one with my boy Kreiser, 8 Fisker. We got Jesus in here. Wait, we got all the homies in here. Wait, so who does Sasha have on his? Who does Gloosh have on his group? I'm actually wondering, like, all the Russian boys, because we got all the other homies. We just need Atherman in there, dude, and look at the squad. We got Kiosk in there too, and everybody. Look at that. Yo, Too Fast. I can join them if you wanna. Or if you want to make a separate group, more than welcome to. If y'all guys want to join up over on the EU, we got the groups over in Red Legacy, so we can utilize that cross-faction gameplay. By the way, can I just say that this mix kind of slaps? It's a mix they did on NCS, where basically mashed up all their songs. This match right here slaps. I actually enjoy way too much. I enjoy more than I should. I know that. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, boys. Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening, by the way. Can we together beta try to get all the tank builds of clear crafted? Hey, actually, Jake, a lot of your builds that we tested on stream, they should work really well. Like, holy cow. So far, every one of your builds has worked really, really well. So I'm glad that I've been able to at least like try them so you can see if they work or not. But yeah, hopefully you get on and then we can do dungeons together. Yo, because you're a tank and that'll be a guaranteed tank. And that's usually who we're missing in most cases when you queue for dungeons, is a tank spot, not a healer, not a DPS. There's plenty of Evoker healers out there running around trying out the class. I'm actually very, very excited about Evoker. Me and my guilds were talking about it yesterday. A lot of them don't have alpha yet. Well, my guilds still don't have alpha. But a lot of them like have basically a theory crafted like what Evoker could be or how good it could be in a long term. And they're just like, a lot of them are like, have ideas, but they all say like, there's maybe Evoker could do this, maybe Evoker could do that, maybe Evoker could be all these things, but they're still not sure because they would need to actually go test it. So I try to explain it to them as best as I can. Like when they got questions about Evoker, I try to explain like, okay, there's this mechanic, you got this going on to help out the theory crafting, but it's not gonna be perfect until they actually get to test it themselves. What's that about Destro? Yeah, Destro with the what is it? The backdraft, and backdraft works on. Yo, you can backdraft a soul flame, bro. Do you see that? A soul fire? You can backdraft a soul fire, from what I've seen last time, dude. Imagine just being able to ran over by melee. You're just like, yeah. Hit them for half their health with a soul fire. Immediately, the melee went from getting aggressive to you just reversed it on them. Now they're playing defensive. Imagine going for the Necrolord setup as the melee keeps striking you, or you're just sending out instacast incinerates at them, just scorching for half their health. I see the request of the talent tree to be added for demo to handle Doom. I sent a request for talents to be added for demo for hand of Doom. Wait, hand of down hand Doom. A Legion talent that made it go down, apply Doom to all targets. Oh, that'd be cool. I think it'd be cool if Doom also summoned an imp, and then you could make it part of like an imp-based gameplay. But that's not a bad one either. An AoE dot, that'd be good in Mythic Pluses. That'd be good in Mythic Pluses. I think it'd be way too many resources if Doom still applies like resources. But if Doom summoned a pet, like an imp, or had like maybe a small chance to summon a Doom Lord, like it used to back in the day, that'd be dope. That'd be cool. I'd like that. I'd like that specifically. That playstyle specifically, yes. We have an old lock champion back. Sasha Pro, and Jesus. Let me send you boys into the grand arena, the grandest of grand, the grand. I feel like that's a better arena to start with than the cat one, the Miss Pandaria one. There we go, boys. Hey, hopefully we get in. Let me know if I need to requeue. I probably do need to requeue, actually. We're gonna requeue. Maybe somebody was dead. Maybe somebody was out in the open world, died, and needs to make a return. And here we go, boys. First game of the evening. Good luck, have fun, enjoy your time in the 5V5 1v1 dueling arena, boys. Just have yourselves a hell of a time. Oh my goodness, look at these, man. We got some names in here. Nira, we got another rogue in there. We got some 2 rogues over team 1. Yo, I wonder how... I feel like with all the gear, I wonder how any of this, like, Warlocks are, Deathknights are, and Hunters are going to be with all the gear. Paladins too, but like, I know rogues are scaling really, really well, but I'm kind of hoping that non-rogue classes do well too. Let's go, boys. EU, yes it is EU time, boys! Grab a Corsair and wrist of the druid. Feels so sad. Get in here, another single ring. I need to do the Corsair swim to Jake. I need to see if I can get myself the auto attack wing. I need to do it. I actually can't decide what to play in DF if it looks good. Yeah, it's too early to call it, man. Too early to tell. But it's good that you have a lot of classes you're interested in. That's fantastic. Good Twitch. Got us on team 1 together with Enrilet, right? Enrilet. Yeah, Enrilet X, I think. We got us as very berry. Oh, wait, Very Berry not first. Wait, Minerva, looks like maybe attacking him. Wait, Very Berry is not your opponent, but looks like maybe Very Berry will have to be. It looks like Minerva maybe got a little too aggressive. Is Very Berry playing defensive? They are going to have to go for AoE here. Looks like they're forced to duel the rogue, even though Gloosh is out in the open. Looks like Gloosh, you may just have to let Very Berry and Minerva fight it out. Minerva maybe attacked a little early, but it did look like the Warlock was going to be the first competitor. I say just let them play it out. I know you were supposed to go first, but at this point, just like, I don't know. It's confusing. It's confusion, and it's not that fun. But very trying to see maybe they could survive the cheap shot stun lock double combo from the rogue with the resonator. Did have to wall for it. No dark back for a little bit. It's playing the affliction warlock, so you could go extend on those dots. Minerva trying to see if they can keep the CC rolling. What's that? I was gonna say an alliance cloak, but it's actually just a lion cloak. It's like a guild cloak, like a guild coat. Cheap shot onto Very Kyrian combo. Do they have any outs? Fear versus Minerva does force out a chicken for them. Very needs someone for this. It's gonna maximize their damage with the dark glare. Cloak shot is the rogue potentially. It is gonna be a cloak with Very trying to see if they can bail out of them. With Minerva trying to stay on him. The shatter strikes continue to fly, and the Viscery does end up capitalizing on it. With Gloosh trying to come out. He was supposed to be the first to go. Minerva without a trinket getting locked down. Back-to-back stuns with the resonator does explode into bits and pieces. Next up is going to be either my boy Cries Bad. We got us as Jesus in the back. We got us as KYB feels here. We got us as Kioska. Looks like Kioska is going to be up next with Gloosh opening up on a pet, building a couple of combo points, and Kioska is actually going to move the pet away for a second. Freeze as the kidney shot comes out, which is perfect for this hunter. Is going to get a steel trap, trying to keep the rogue at bay, but a rogue with him Shadow Stems is going to be on Kioska, hoping for the up jump. Will not be able to chain those stunts for a while, so Kioska is actually kind of clean. Kyrian burst to follow, big crits on the Gloosh. Will potentially go for an evasion, may have to. There goes the evasion. Kioska has a turtle, may need to use it at some point in the future, holding on to the human racial, so he should have an out. Freezing trap on the Gloosh before he can ramp up, with the Kioska going for a bit of a manic bandage. I don't know if he has a pet sack or whatnot. Looks like he's going to just let the dots in the pet just do work on Gloosh for a little bit. Next kidney shot is going to be extremely deadly though. Kioska, does he burn the human racial for the next one? I guess he has to watch out if Gloosh has any other tricks up his sleeve. Potentially a resonator could be coming off of cooldown. Shadowblades could randomly proc just from going for a kidney shot too. So I guess any one of those abilities could really give Gloosh a little bit of an upper hand, forcing Kioska's hand in the process. Get a shot. Does he go for it? Kyrian, will he have to pop a defensive here? Shadow Blade's randomly brought. Kioska has to go for human racial last second at no health whatsoever. Freeze the trap on a Gloosh. And Gloosh, I can't even imagine. I feel like in the thick of it all, as you're getting Kioska literally 1 health, how do you hold on to that trinket and not try to cheese out this hunter? How do you just hold on to the trinket when you know any auto attack, even a sneeze in his direction, would eliminate the guy out of the competition completely? How do you hold on to the trinket? Because you know that he has to go versus KYB, he has to go versus Jesus Christ, man, so he has to hold on to it. Actually burning it here, just try to see if he can get over from Kioska, the Kyrian burst. Kioska just try to see if he can cheese out Gloosh. Wait, potentially could get him. Flare does get a shot, a sip, get a shot, does go for a pet sec, does pet sec, could potentially save him. Kioska does he have any outs, maybe fade death in between of it, does take a resonator, freeze trap, and a Gloosh, no outs. Wait, Kioska does he turn it around? Does he turn it around here? Because Gloosh, there was no way he could have trinketed when he did. But you could have trinketed when the guy was 1 health. But maybe this way Kioska could turn around. Gloosh had no health. Oh, kill shot to follow. Wait, Kioska actually did it. I think that Kyrian burst through the wall is what really offset Gloosh's health. There's no outs, no way to really stop it. All Gloosh could do is back up out of there. But Kioska just had the freedom either way, just for dipping his toes into the Kyrian ability of just attacking it from range, which is what really got Gloosh in a tight situation to begin with. Intaria is going to be up next, trying to see if he can zap down Kioska, knocking him out in the open, has the fire area available. And hold on, your name is not Intaria. Antrea? I want to call you Antrea. I like that a little bit better. That's about as close as I can get it. Frost Shocks and Lava Bursts back to back. Kioska dropping down the Kyrian with a stun. And Trey does pre-wall this though, so he should be pretty healthy. That is still quite a lot of damage on Kioska. It is going to put him on ice right afterwards. He knows that the in Necrolord Elemental Shaman can do a ton of burst damage like out of left field, especially if this guy's playing the Ascendance build. By the way, Draenei Male Shaman is not something we see that often, but this man is looking glorious. I like your fist weapon too. Big Earth Shock on the Kioska. The Hunter is a bit of on the back foot right now. We are hitting the 5-minute mark, 2% dampener boys. Freezing trap onto Intaria as Kioska is trying to hold off his approach for just a little bit longer. Just trying to wait him out a little bit as Kioska is able to get himself a little bit of recovery. Intaria, if you have yourself the Necrolord set up, maybe, I don't know if you run Stormkeeper with this build. I guess if you're pure Ascendance, you don't really run Stormkeeper. Lasso could get Kioska kind of low. Next Lava Burst could be deadly. Does Kioska have anything for it? He's starting to stay aggressive, trying to keep the Shaman tagged up. Fleshcock is going to get the interrupt. Intaria has the opportunity to maybe go for something. Kioska has the land aside. Intaria trying to use mobility to stay in land aside of the guy. He knows he's just going to get blasted out by the Hunter. Actually, he's going to get kill shotted, and I think the Dons just sent him over the edge. At the very end, I think the Dons do get him. And Kioska try to see if he can proactive flare down, and 10 almost got himself out the open. By the way, loving that mug. 10 wait, hold on. Shadow of Gloosh. His name literally translates to the Shadow of Gloosh. Yeah, my boy Gloosh fell over here. Wait, we're over here, and we have the Shadow of Gloosh. The Shadow. We call it Shadow, man. Shadow dropping down. Big Resident Kioska with the back-to-back stuns. Freezing trap. Again, this man decided to trinket. He decided, I'm going to do what Gloosh did not. I'm going to make the ballsy play here, and I'm going to trinket, try to see if he can finish off the Hunter. Kioska was already fast on the draw, expecting a trinket out of the rogue, but with Kioska can play DR on stuns. He knows he was pretty safe. He knew he could always press a turtle. Could have shot to Kioska. I think it was maybe very, very DR. Stun onto Tane. There's nothing for it. Actually could be going down, cheat down. That is to follow. Does he have any dots? Flare could get him out in the open. If he just goes back in there, Shadow Strike to see if the kid is shot for Kioska. Kioska with a feint death for just a quick second. Try to see if he can walk away from the Shadow. And the Shadow building up calm points off the pet. Looking to land the kidney shot on Kioska. Next kidney shot could be deadly unless Kioska had a human racial. If Kioska has a human racial, you could just go for it, but maybe you try to save it for the Paladin later. Just try to keep the dots rolling. That's going to be the Shadow. Continue to get call points off of the pet, but definitely wants to close the gap. Definitely wants to get that kidney shot onto Kioska. Flare down by the Hunter as the Shadow goes for sipping cup. 7 minutes into the duel. 7:30, 16% dampener. Not the highest amount of dampener, but the longer we wait, the harder it's going to be for the Rogue to recover. The Rogue just needs one perfect kidney shot, and for Kioska to have no outs. Even a pet sack I don't think helps him. The Shadow has Shadow Blades too, so he's perfect. Shit, that's, oh man, oh my god, that kill shot around the corner though. I feel like the dots in the pet, because he just couldn't get to Casca, eventually the dots, the pet damage does drain him down little by little. That kill shot eventually got him so low, the kill shot makes a big puncher move through the boy's chest. So at that point, like, at least you got a defensive. You're just done. Freeze the trap onto him. Andre, who is going to be going for a trinket just to see if he can maximize the damage to Kiosco. That is a trinket out of the Paladin. Does hit him with a stun. It's going to be carrying ability available. Could potentially remove the Bob. Does get to remove it. It's going to be walking him right through the tar trap. Stuck in the trap. Can't really go anywhere. Andre has to try to see if he can walk out of there. Golden Eagles are pecking him on the head. And Unreal tried to see if he can stay with Kiosco. Aegis Chicken to give him a bit of defensive. Quick camo into Manic Betters looking for immediate recovery as Anray just popped off all his offensive cooldowns. Has defenses, has a bubble, has a shield of vengeance. If he gets interrupted on Holy Light though, could be in a tight spot. Kiosco is still very, very squishy. He is very, very vulnerable to this Paladin's burst damage though. 8 minutes into the duel, 24% dampen. The Paladin should be able to get mad damage. Big auto attack as he builds up the vengeance stacks, crashing down damage to the Kiosco. I think Kiosco tried to go for a feint death, but Unreal tried to make sure it is a full-blown death. So far, Kiosco went for a 1v4. Outplaying the Rogues though, dying to the Paladin, but it was such a close duel. Either way, with Jesus getting himself out, the grippy hand. Quick fear onto the pet. Not like the pet does really much. I think it's mostly there just to give Jesus a little bit of a heal later. Jesus tried to see if he could wait out until the bubble is gone. Still has his cooldowns rolling in. Sounds like Admiral, I think he's got no way out of it unless he goes for a shield of vengeance right now and goes for as much self-healing as possible or get some counter pressure on Jesus. I think it may be over. Does get a stun. It's not going to be a IBF out of Jesus. I think it was a human ratio at the end of it. Decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it. But the Death Knight does not have any bursts outside of wings. Outside of wings. Outside of Pillar of Frost. So the Death Knight's damage is just very, very low. Even at 30% dampening, where Unreal for him, it'll be kind of tough to get himself back up and running and healing. The Death Knight damage is so low on sustained, but high on burst. So as soon as the Pillar of Frost is down, Juice essentially just has no more juice left. So he has to wait until another set of Pillar with maybe potentially a Hunger Room weapon in order to be able to make a play. Try to see maybe go for a stun onto Unreal. It's gonna have to trinket or IBF out of that stun. It's gonna get a stun back on the Paladin. Does have Pillar this time. Big obliterates coming through. Unreal needs to get as much self-healing as possible. Try to see if he can stabilize, but it's gonna be over as he does end up letting the Hunger and Cold claim him. And the first duel actually had Kiosco going in for, it looks like a 1v3. But I think it was a 1v4, right? No, Very get killed by the Rogue. No mind. So it was Gloosh, Entreya, the Shaman, and Shadow Gloosh. that all went up for Kiosco, who was able to best these Rogues. One by one. Treya, Hunt, Kyrian, Imba. Yeah, Hunter Kyrian is really, really good. It is incredibly good, especially in the dueling situation. I think most hunters right now are Venthier, but Kyrian is really, really good, especially on the lighter side. It just gives you no cover. And the fact that they're adding a Sentinel, which is essentially a group Kyrian ability in Dragonflight, it's going to be very, very deadly. Hunters are looking really good for PvP. Incredibly good. Boys, let me know when you're ready and we'll be good to go. Ready now? Okay. So do we send you guys into... Did we give you guys the normal arena? The normal, like, random arena? Randomization? Because it's gonna send you to like Tiger's Peak. We just send it anyway? I think so, right? Jordan CV complete as well. Dungeons Raids, Legacy down. There we go, Too Fast. Too Fast trying to put groups together, boys. If y'all want to join Too Fast for an open group, you're more than welcome to him. Well, let's say more best. Beat the Hellish Shaman. He did pretty good. Hellish Shamans are very, very deadly though, aren't they? But we get another go, boys. It's another opportunity for everybody else to go again. Very wasn't even supposed to go first. And they got met by a Rogue in an opener, and I think maybe the Rogue opener forced him to use way too many defenses. Very, hopefully this time won't have to go up against a Rogue immediately. Just kind of surprise you, and now you're dueling when you're prepared. How many are we at now? How many duels are we at? Oh my god. 227 on you boys. At least I have 227 recordings. That is actually impressive. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for being part of the stream, boys. I really appreciate you all. You guys are awesome. Alrighty. Let me get another one of these going, yeah? Another one of these going, boys, yeah? Do you have any coffee left? No. might you get water after this. I'm kind of thirsty. So Twitch. Minerva up again. They're sending the boy out first up, and it's gonna be I just had your name last time. Andrea. That's gonna take me a second every single time. The E and the A, which is the first two letters of your name, are just gonna scuff me up every single time. Minerva trying to see if they can get a strong opener versus Atreya as they're looking for the escape. The last catches him out in the open. The Fire Elemental joins the game. That's gonna be the static totem, not letting him go anywhere. Big zaps available for Atreya, trying to see if he can force out a cloak out of the rogue. The rogue could be going down here. May have to cloak really early. Gonna be a cloak as another set of lightning bolts comes in. Lava burst flying by the shaman. Minerva gets a cannon shot onto the shaman's in a trinket. Vanishes out of sight. Atreya actually was looking in the rogue's direction. Still should have a flame shark rolling on him, most likely. Or maybe the pet dot? Looks like, yeah, with that cloak of shadows, none of the pet dots or anything was applied. The rogue was able to vanish before any of those abilities were applied on him, so he does get himself a clean reset. But does the rogue wait out for the fire elemental completely? He's hovering next to Atreya, is gonna go for the killer shot, booping him out of the way. The shadow stamp and shadow strikes do keep coming back in though, with another cheap shot. Atreya taking a lot of damage until blind by the rogue. He's going for the cheesy strat, does the Kevin slime. Give the rogue in combat though. Please tell me, Kevin. No, the dot kept him in combat for a second. Earth Elemental is coming out for Atreya. At least has a Earth Elemental to clobber the rogue next time he goes in for the opener, and the wall in order to give Atreya a little bit more of a defensive value. Trying to go for a heal. I'm surprised Kevin wasn't able to just go around the corner and start spinning Minerva. Like, he already had the Necrolord ability rolling in. Minerva going for the trinket. Atreya has the defensive. That could be enough to let him survive. Last to separate from the rogue. Puts him in the corner. He just puts the baby in the corner. Trying to go for a bit of recovery while Minerva's out there dealing with the totem and dealing with the Earth Elemental. At least for Atreya, this is a bit of defense going back in with the Flesh Cat helping him recover entirely. Minerva looking for the complete reset. That Earth Elemental is, if anything, he's not super aggressive. He's not really threatening. He just looks very, very, like, threatening. But the damage he does is very, very minor. At least he's able to keep the rogue out in combat. Atreya got himself the big zap available, or the big Necrolord setup. Could be potentially lots of lava bursts back to back as long as he gets the procs. Try to see if he can get a stun to the rogue. Stormkeeper to follow. Does he have himself the big go? Does not play the Sky Fury, but still could do a ton of burst damage either way. Try to go for lava burst. Doesn't get the proc. Looks like the procs don't follow through. Still holding onto the lightning in his hands, but can he unleash it? Looks like the rogue dies in the cell, but it's going to be lasted to break him. Needs to send out the lightning as soon as possible. It is going to be fading though. Fire Elemental joining in, so it's going to be at least guaranteed lava burst every few seconds from the Fire Elemental. Trying to see if he can lock down Trey the Shaman into a trying to lock him down in a resonator. Minerva back it up out of there, has the Shadow Blades available. If the Fire Elemental or the Shaman can just get aggressive with Minerva, maybe they could have found him. Is there any dots on Minerva? Looks like none. Looks like none at all. The rogue gets himself a clean reset. Able to continue the pressure versus Atreya. We are diving into that 3-minute mark at this point. Like, eventually one of these two should be going down. The rogue still has a couple of escape tools. He has a blind, he has a vanish. Atreya, if they play it correctly, they actually could deny the rogue the escapes. Like, if you have all the dots loaded up as they go for a vanish, as long as you're aggressive and pushing at the rogue, and can someone predict where the rogue is gonna go, maybe you could get him and keep him out of stealth. Gonna be Lassa versus Minerva. Does blow a trigger for it. Gonna be some movement for Atreya. Dropping down the Sun Totem versus Minerva. There goes the lava burst as the blind comes down. Is there Kevin Slime anywhere maybe? He has dots rolling on him, so maybe if Atreya could just time it right, maybe he could just attack Minerva as the stealth breaks to the dots, and he loses that shield for just a second. Wait, did he have a dots in here? I guess he didn't have dots. I guess it don't look like he had dots. Swear to God, I saw you burning earlier, but I guess not. Getting a shot onto Atreya. Minerva going in for back-to-back shadow strikes. Does this burst make the play that he needs? Atreya getting kind of low at about half a health. That's going to be static totem. Trying to see if he can shadow step it, but he kind of bugged out on him. Does turn the attention onto the totem. This gives a few critical seconds for Atreya to at least get a flesh cuff. Does rotate a wall on top of it as well. Just trying to keep the pressure versus Minerva low with these defenses. Trying to be proactive with him. Lava burst flying in. Minerva maybe has a shadow step. Trying to see if he can break out the slows with a sprint. Zaps are coming through the wall though as Atreya. Trying to see if he can get aggressive. The Kevin sees Minerva doesn't spin on him at all. Kevin, you got to do a better job than that. Finally, Kevin able to just get a couple of hits of Minerva. Doesn't really provide Atreya any kind of defenses. Back-to-back stuns with the rogue, locking down the shaman completely. Does the shaman have any outs though? The stun locks are down for the rogue. Try to see if he can maybe frost shock the rogue down. The Fire Elemental needs to get aggressive, needs to get around the corner to deny the rogue any kind of restyle. Does the Fire Ellie do it though? No, looks like the Fire Elite kind of follows Andrea around, doesn't really get aggressive, which is super, super unfortunate. As Minerva trying to see maybe go for a resap and go again. Trinket available for the Shaman. The Rogue has a trinket as well. Cloak, Vanish, Evasion. Actually, the Rogue has everything here. So potentially could go for a big Resonator. Andrea chooses Trinket at the last second. Probably is a good move because himself wasn't really going to be able to eat the Resonator and survive it easily. Big Lava Burst coming down versus Minerva. Could go for Cloak of Shadows. Does burn a Cloak really early. Still Lava Burst fly down for Andrea. Kind of unfortunate. Trying to keep himself alive as best possible. The Fire Elemental not fading. I thought it faded for a second. Like the last of the Minerva has a Trinket to break out of it. Slowed by the Earthbind Totem. Is going to get himself out in the open with a Shadow Strike. Stun Totem for a second. Gives Andrea an opportunity to at least get a heal. Minerva tried to see. Maybe could get an interrupt on it. Andrea with a wall. Lava Burst to follow blind. The Rogue actually does get Lava Burst for a ton of damage. Kevin Slimer on the corner. I don't know if he's going to be able to let him escape. It's going to be a Shadow Dance immediately for a cheap shot. Does he have a knockback for the Rogue at all? Does he have any tools of survivability? Maybe Earth Elemental. This is why you need to use something, anything. 6 minutes to the duel. Double Earth Shocks onto Minerva. Don't really get the crits he need. Like last one, at least keep the Rogue away. Rogue gets kind of low on health. Going to be a flash cap interrupted. Get a shot to follow right after. Minerva tried to see if they can finish it off with a couple of Eviscerates out of that Kyrian Burst. Andrea, he sees one more set of Lava Bursts onto this Rogue. This is why I don't know if you push up or if you get aggressive or if you back up. Kevin Slime trying to keep pressure onto Minerva. Is going to be able to dive into stealth. Is there a Flame Shock rolling on this Rogue? This low is going to get him out in the open. Flame Shock out in the open. Maybe you have a Lava Burst right now. Does have a Static Totem for a second. Lava Burst flying in. Do you have any more procs? Lasso, I think it's going to be over. And I think he gets the Rogue down. Let's he got nothing left. Lava Burst at the very end. Took us a little bit. The Rogue caught a lot of restalls back to back. Cloak of Shadows. The stun looks onto Andrea. The boy had to play it very, 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 very carefully. But I'm seeing that Andrea is not playing a Ascendance build. At least I don't think he ever got an Ascendance proc. So I wonder what kind of a legendary Andrea is playing. Could be playing more defensive legendary, which is maybe why he had so much survivability. Maybe he was playing the Earth Shield Lego for survivability, just so you could tank up the damage. Kiosk is going to be up next. Try to see if he may be able to get Andrea down. Last time, Kiosk was Kyrian, and that Kyrian helped him out a ton. Is he still Kyrian this time around? Like the last time, as Andrea goes for a chicken really early, this gives the Kiosk an opportunity to control the Shaman quite a bit here. Stuns and freezer traps are going to be extremely effective here. Andrea with a wall, trying to see maybe if he can put some pressure into Kiosk while offsetting the damage, not having to focus on his own health whatsoever for a little bit. Kyrian bursts down, stun, Andrea, unless you have a trinket, that's going to be free damage on Kiosk. Nothing you can do. It's going to leap right after you with a flank strike, trying to keep the pressure rolling. The static drone to separate the two. Kiosk focusing on it for a second, gives Andrea at least a couple of globals to catch up a heal, but the muzzle is going to prevent him from continuing to keep himself restored. Kiosk with cooldowns looking to end it here. Brings the trap on Andrea as I have no help whatsoever. Next kill shot could be it. Kiosk trying to go for medic, but it just isn't going to give Andrea an opportunity to escape. Trying to see if he can purge him with all the buffs. Going to be the movement while killing surges are up. Flash cut while moving. Actually able to get himself a bit of recovery. Kiosk, I think, maybe have missed his chance to capitalize here. Like Elastic going to get Kiosk kind of low. Could be a deadly situation for this Hunter. Unless you have yourself the Kyrian burst back up, it could actually be kind of deadly for you. Andrea just trying to see if he can maybe fish out for them Lava Burst procs. If he gets the fatty proc for Kiosk, looking for the Necrolord setup. Kiosk faints it for a moment. Could be still big Lava Burst out of Andrea. If he gets the lucky proc, he may decide to go for it. Alright, I'm meant to join in. That's going to give Andrea a little bit of a defensive. Does burn it really early. He's just attacked by the pet. Static Totem. Not much of a defense he needs, but Kiosk does does get around the pillar to close onto the Shaman. The Elemental try to give a defensive. It gave him as much of an opportunity to survive, but couldn't quite do it, man. And that's going to be Unreal at. I keep thinking maybe, I keep trying to figure out like if their name has like a play on words. Unreal sounds like unreal, the word unreal. Unreal at. I think maybe it's like Unreal Rat, but no. It just doesn't have enough in there. I think I'll call you Real Mad Bear Burst on the Kiosk just out of nowhere. Immediate trigger by the Hunter. Davin and Turtle Shell looking for the recovery. Unreal decided to just give some Unreal Burst. Freezing trap to follow, and Kiosk with a feigned death looking for the full-blown reset camo. This could potentially be an opportunity for the Paladin to just go and pick up eyes, but that's... Steel trap is going to keep him in place. Stun onto Unreal. Does he burn a trinket? Blessing of Protection could be purged. Does get purged by Kiosk. So you continue the onslaught onto Unreal, who's just going to follow up and turn the attention onto the pet. This is where Kiosk actually pulls it back. Pulls back his pet as best as he can. Just so he keep it alive, doesn't have to worry about it for a while. Is going to go for a bit of a reset versus Unreal. Maybe waiting for yet another stun. It's about a minute CD on that thing. Unreal could be an opportunity for him to maybe close the gap. Going to be the Aegis, trying to see if he can prevent some of that magic damage from the Paladin. It's going to try to see if he can cleave right through the Aegis. Freeze the trap to stop him. Shrink inside of it immediately. And it's going to try to see if he can stay on the toes of Kioska. Does Kioska have the Kyrian ability right here? Maybe he's going to wait until the Kyrian and the stun yet again. He got to see if he can maybe get a bubble out of Unreal. If he can somehow get a bubble out of Unreal before he has to pop Kyrian, then it's going to be a pretty easy game, and it's going to kill him fast enough before the dampening will ramps up. But I think he may have to go for a long game, 4 cities on Unreal, unless he can somehow go for that Kyrian and interrupt him mid-cast of Holy Light. Maybe he can make something happen. Quick camo for a second, does go for that Kyrian. Stun on Unreal, going to force a bubble out of this man immediately. 100% going to force a bubble out of him. And Kioska eats the stun immediately. Pet sack, is that going to be enough though? Unreal doesn't have wings. But maybe he can get himself proc wings very, very soon if he is running the Vengeance aura. Which we won't really know if he... Oh, he does. Actually, we do see it. Unreal is still kind of low though. Chasm recovered enough from the bubble shield of Vengeance with the Aegis. It's going to actually help him through a lot of the magic damage Kioska does with the grenades, fiery damage, and the Serpent Sting poison dot. So it's actually quite a lot of his tools. Will be able to block a good portion of the hunter damage. Wings are up for the Paladin. Stalled. It's Kioska. Does he have any owls? It's going to be mad burst out of the Paladin. Does end up taking him out. And so far, we just see the Shaman, the Rogue, and the Hunter, and the Paladin duel. We're heading to the 5-minute mark, boys. We still have Jesus over in Team 1. We got Kreisbad in the back. And Kib is going to be up next. Stunner Unreal. I don't think he's going to give an opportunity to live. Just a quick execute, and he's going to be done for the count. Silence to follow. Just try to see if he can kill him without having to burn cooldowns. But it ended up burning silence. Wait, Unreal actually still surviving the sphere to follow. Does Kib have enough damage? Does he have the execute he needs? Trying to see if he can go for a bit of a VT. Stun into Kib. Is Unreal just going to die to dots, or is Kib actually going to have to pop a cooldown here? He's trying not to. He's trying to see if he doesn't need to. That's going to be execute. It's not going to be enough. Unreal trying to see if he can maybe just continue the pressure. Just going to get a CC onto that Mages of the Dead. Trying to avoid void eruptions. Trying to avoid the mortar of void running out and just flying out. I was able to do a pretty good job with it. Kib decided just to hold his ground. And it's going to use the pet to maybe Mind Steal Alpha and maybe find the Rogue out in the open. Actually, almost finds him. I think the pet actually was in a general location for Gloosh. Gloosh lands a kidney shot into Kib. Does he burn a trinket? Potentially disperse. Is going to choose to go for a disperse Gloosh. I think Gloosh is trying to see if he maybe can get cooldowns out of Kib, like a trinket. If he can do that blind reset, and he'll be good to go. Kib trying to see if he can push up. Maybe those wood eruptions will actually hit the Rogue. But the Rogue is way too quick. Dives behind the pillow, looking for that cover. Dives at the south. That's going to be quick sap with Kib. You know it's going to force a trinket out next. It's probably going to be trinket. Maybe with a fear. Is going to have to find a way if he can maybe potentially time a greater fate for a blind. That's the only way I think he survives it. Unless trinkets, greater fade. Maybe fear right after. Got himself full PI. Looking to get some dots on the Gloosh. Gloosh interrupts him with Shadow, taking him out. Oh my god. Looked like Gloosh was going to go for a reset. Forcing the Shadow Pins, trying to get aggressive, trying to catch him with a dot. Shadow Step to trick him out. Man, those Shadow Steps take a little step from another zip code. It is so incredible. It's incredibly powerful. That conduit. It's actually kind of insane. Yeah, how far you can Shadow Step from. And it has a shorter cooldown. That's not a big deal. That distance, though, he can cover so much. Into a Succubus CC as he's trying to get an opener onto Kreisbad. Immediately trick as a Succubus CC, but a Necrolord setup for Kreisbad is going to meet him right after Mordecai with a fear. Kreisbad is going to pour it out of the try to see if he can take up at a 51% dampening. The Dark Fang is barely doing much for you. Drop it down Infernal onto Gloosh with a stun. Chaos Bolt, mad explosive, big damage, big Chaos Bolt. That's going to be Gloosh with a Cloak of Shadows and advantage. Trying to see if he can escape. Actually, just a Shadow Meld. Just a Shadow Meld has advantage for later. Kreisbad is going to get hit with a blind. Do the pets fighting Gloosh? They're looking for him. They're slapping him. They're on him. I think it may be over for the Rogue. I think the pets just got him. Smoke bomb, and there's going to be the Rogue trying to go for a vanish in the last second with the smoke, but it maybe should have just vanished a lot earlier. Very going to be up next as Kreisbad just loaded up Mad Burst into the Rogue. Can he do it again versus Very, however? Is going to try to see if he can get Immolation. Got himself a Reflect. Very is going to get all the dots Reflect back to him. Mortical early for Kreisbad before Very gets their own Reflect in case they're running it. Kreisbad decided to play a little bit of that mind game. Does the Warlock run Reflect? Elixing the dots on the Warlock together with Immolation and the pet. are actually kind of rotting down. I think going for a full UA and full dots on the Crysped was maybe what caused Very to just be super behind at the very beginning. So he's playing catch-up from the get-go, gun through the Dark Glare, hopefully full dots on the Crysped, looking for that Shadow Fury around the corner. Cataclysm are after. Very doesn't have a lot of health to work with, but Crysped actually had some dots on him finally. The Dark Pack is going to try to keep him alive. Drain life is letting Very recover little by little. At 62% dampening, there's barely so much he could really do. It Crysped fear onto the Dark Glare, trying to go for some trades of his own, but Very's trade is so much more effective, most likely playing the Drain build. Or if anything, playing the Conduits and the Talons above Drain at the very least, if not playing the actual Legendary for Drain. Reflect up for Crysped, just trying to see if he can maybe immune to any kind of interrupt in case Very goes for any. That's going to be Wall out of the Affliction, Warlock Fear by Crysped, just trying to see if he can lock out Very as best he can. Incinerates back-to-back, it's not going to be enough though. That Incinerate with a Flag does get him. And Shadow of Gloosh is going to be up next, as a Succubus is going to be swapped out for Crysped, has no health whatsoever. Has no Infernal. Got immediate port versus Shadow into immediate Succubus CC. Hitting him with a slow. He's going to have to be very careful. Shadow's vanish for the Rogue. Every one of those tools. It's just going to keep him alive here. He's just going into this duel prepared. Gonna be no Cloak of Shadows on the Rogue, but a Kazmo does hit it with the Blasphemy around the corner. Shadow Feeder around the corner by Crysped, but Shadow of Gloosh was able to avoid it. Gonna be a Rain of Fire back-to-back by the Warlock. Just trying to see if he can maybe get the Rogue out in the open. Into a Trinket out of the Mortal Coil. Dark back for Crysped. Does himself a Trinket. There's gonna be a port. Maybe a Succubus CC around the corner. Does land the Succubus CC. No Trinket by the Rogue. Has a vanish, has a blind. This is where Crysped needs to make sure he got the max range versus the Rogue. Does he have anything to follow though? Does he have maybe another Kazmo setup? Potentially. And Crysped left. Crysped literally left. Crysped left. I think he knew that this was going to be over. He ran out of everything. Maybe one of his abilities messed up too. But he did leave. With Jesus is the last one left. I don't even know if Jesus is there. He might have walked away. That was a long duel, man. 17 minutes was too long of a duel. He just literally walked away. Oh my god. Yo, SP, you got a team. Let's go! SP! I missed you, bud. Is Jesus done? Is it over? Yeah, I think he just AFK. IBF for last second. Mercy Winter. Maybe the Death that turns it around. I think it's only Rogue. It's a Rogue's game. But maybe Death that just somehow turns around. Trying to go for Flesh Cut, decides, you know what? Maybe not worth. Not at this high dampening. And the Rogue takes him. I think this is where if the Death Knight was prepared, was actually at this keyboard when the Rogue attacked him, maybe he could have gotten them. But I like this game. Very interesting. Leaving before death is a bad taste. I don't disagree with you, Chill Pills. I do understand why some people do it. Because it's like the game is over, you know you're dead anyway. But I do kind of agree with you on that one. I do like it when you guys play it out. But everybody's different. JO, you got a team? Let's go, boys. Are you with JO? Are you with Too Fast, SP? Or do you have a separate team? Because you got to answer a quiz on, but is the Too Fast part of the group? Or you guys got a separate one? Let's figure that out real quick, and I'll try to get you guys in here. Oh, you're lead. Okay, it works out. And apparently JO got a group too. Alright, so Boy and JO got a group. I guess I'll queue you guys. I'll queue the new people in. And then we'll get Sasha Pro and we'll get Jesus in here right after. No different group. Alright, let's do this. We got two new people, two new groups altogether. JO and Boy. Let's get you guys back to back, yeah? Get you guys queued and we'll get Sasha Pro and Jesus rotated into your boys, yeah? Let's do it like that. I like it. We got two new groups. Hell yeah. Boy, by the way, I miss ya. I want to see some Shadow Priest action here, man. Have zero understanding for living before death cycle depending killing blows. That's true. That's actually a good point. Betting unless you DC or actually have to get off. I mean, it's not like we could really do. What can we really do to stop him? One, right? What can we really do to stop him? And two, well, I guess what can we really do to stop him? I guess like all I could say is I would appreciate if you guys didn't, but you know, it's not like it's a rule that I can really make. To be fair, it's not really a rule I can make if somebody leaves early. Like we only make the rules that are kind of sort of controllable. Oh, Chilpers would be happy to know upcoming Death Knight challenge changes on Dragonflight Alpha. Blue pose for Death Knights. Can we get a blue pose for Priest 2, boys? Oh my goodness! I cannot wait. Death Knight changes coming up soon, bud. Are you kidding me? Hey, yo, yeah, yo. I haven't looked at it. I just see the post. I haven't looked at it. So maybe I'm overhyping. But they announced something. They finally announced it. Unholy Death Knight. They said they're going to get some changes, rework a little bit. It's coming. Oh, I got chills. Oh, I got chills. Did I save that last one? I don't know if I did. Alright, we're just gonna go. Let's switch. Hopefully I got it right. SP gonna be first up over the team 2. Going versus Too Fast, the Arcane Mage Panda. I kind of like the fact that you're a panda. Actually, scratch that. I love that you're a panda. I don't see a lot of Pandaran, but they look good. I actually don't have a bad ratio. Gonna be a big burst out of Too Fast SP with an immediate great fade. Trying to see if we can dodge. Too Fast, trying to see if we can goblet Racial over to maybe land a fear, but it's going to be Too Fast continue to blast him out with a Kyrian together with the touch of Magi. Is playing the full tier set of touch of Magi by the looks of it. Trying to go for as much instant cast damage as you could instead of going for like a missile focused build. SP trying to see if he can still catch him. Too Fast is literally living up to his name. He is literally Too Fast. Barrages together with Blinks. I don't even know if it won Shimmers. Together with all the time together with the Kyrian, with the Night Fade. Actually, it's kind of huge. Wait, SP actually catches him together with the full Dispel, actually got the full Drain on him with a Void Torrent. And Too Fast is able to go for shit to power while continuously moving. The fact that you're just running so much is incredible. SP trying to see if he can keep up with you as best as he can. Too Fast taking a bunch of damage, does land a quick polymer onto SP. We're just a quick second. Touches the Magic, trying to go for the most amount of burst. That's also going to be all the time. SP could potentially remove it. It's going to go for a mind control, does catch the quick MC. Just trying to see if he can walk Too Fast off as SP's Megalomania does crush his health down to 30%. No matter where you're on health, Megalomania is always going to set your health to 30%. So if you're above it, it's going to hurt you. However, if you're below it, it's going to heal you. The old gods are not super friendly, not super forgiving, but there is some weird fairness to them. And Megalomania, you basically embrace the old gods' power in a sense. And like, alright, we're going to leave you with 30%. It's not super high, it's going to leave you deadly, but if you're under it, we understand. We're going to help you out a little. So I'm hoping that whatever priest change comes out in Dragonflight, right? Hopefully whatever they've changed the priests are getting in Dragonflight, hopefully they have like very similar abilities of like a Kiss Curse, interesting effects and stuff. Too Fast, quick, polymorph onto SP. I feel like saying quick for Too Fast, for him is just normal. So saying quick, I feel like just describes Too Fast. It's just like, I repeat myself. When you talk about Too Fast, missiles by Too Fast, try to see if you maybe can make some damage happen off of the touch of the magic. Actually did quite a bit of damage to SP, maybe potentially big damage. Does the touch of the magic crush him? Does do a lot of damage. Mind games by the priest with a void torrent. Oh, it does catch the mage without an ice block. It's gonna be able to burst him down. Playing for like a big snap burst build, not playing the Necrolord, playing the Venti, which is uncommon for Shadow Priest. At least in the 5V5 1v1 dueling arena. I don't know if that's what you're playing like the current game right now or whatnot. Maybe just two builds are good. Gonna be SP just trying to see if he can run away from Slip. Trying to see if he can give Slip that slip. Trying to go for DPs. It's gonna be Vampiric Embrace. Maybe has to go for the PI. Full bleeds by the Feral Druid. It's gonna be a full disperse out of SP. Just trying to see if he can bail out of there. The Shadow continued to torrent a full beam at Slip, just trying to keep him out in combat, but that's going to be at least SP surviving the Berserk bleed, surviving the Crucial, the biggest bleeds on a Feral Druid, and it's going to be able to get away from him for just a second. Try to see if he can maybe pick up the eye. Feral is going to try to see if he can leap on top of his speed. Vampiric Touch is going to be on him with the DP to follow. There's going to be a big Shadow Crash onto Slip right afterwards. Trying to see if he can keep himself dispelled. Not really sure where he can dispel. Stun onto Slip. It's going to be Void Torrent. Wait, does he get bursted down? Silence. Oh my god. Wait, a speed with a Mind Games forced out. A solid heal out of a Feral Druid with Mind Games that end up hurting him instead. All that curative healing magic or Friends of Regeneration was actually drain him instead with huge Buttman charging out next. Try to see if he can get a Flame Shock, couple level bursts onto SP. And is going to try to see if he keeps the Frost Shock swirling while SP slowly falling away on his big old Shadowlands Drake. Big zaps by huge Buttman with a lava burst. Last time, does SP have any ways out of it? Maybe Greater Fade does need to go for recovery. Definitely needs to go for self-healing. Shadowman's are going to be crucial. Does get a trap the last second as they try to go for a mind control onto Huge. Stun onto Huge. Does himself the Shadow Crouches. It's going to be a Mind Bender, but eventually Mind Games. Silence on a Huge Button with the VTs. Trying to get himself moving into an MC onto Huge and trying to see if he can get himself an escape. And SP looking for that recovery. He knows that Megalomania is going to send him to 30% health, so there's only so much he can really do. The best thing he can do is maybe reposition to a better line of sight spot and wait for Megalomania to take down on him. But huge, he's trying to see if he can get aggressive here, get some dots rolling. That's going to be Sky Fury. Maybe SP can kill it from around the corner. Looks like he's attempting to. SP does drop to 30% health, does have a lava burst as he's flying out, has a disperse in order to avoid the lava burst, and huge just needs himself an ascendance to proc for him. That Shadow Priest disperse does heal SP quite a bit though, before the dampening starts to ramp up. SP trying to snipe out all these stoners by huge as best as he can. Quick and trapped onto SP, trying to Dora Shadows, maybe close the gap with huge with the Fury immediately. Wait, so they disorient and the Fury, do those ZR or do they not? Stun onto huge with the mind games, maybe a torrent to follow, has the void crashes, it's gonna see a massive torrent, huge can't even recover, silence to follow, even if he goes for a heal, he could be in trouble, does pop a wall with the earth elemental, but he's still extremely low in health with the Shadow Fiend crawling towards him. Huge is trying to see if he can potentially escape this bounce up by the Shadow Priest, still super low in health. Earth elemental joins in, does get a clobber stone onto SP with a hex to follow, as huge looking for that recovery. SP just has him in the ropes the whole time though. Huge does get himself finally good recovery with a light lasso as he's continuing just to see if he can back away from SP. This Shadow Priest might be a little bit too much to handle. Maybe too much to handle. SP try to see if he can Dora Shadows. Huge immediately interrupts him. Sky Fury available. SP sniping it out immediately. Just trying to see if he can control huge damage. That's going to be full Void Eruption with a Mind Game silence to follow. Void Eruption can't go anywhere. Actually, it's just going to be SP chasing after him. Has full PI and everything. Huge got the Ghost Soul, so at least he got mobility. Any kind of healing he's got for himself. He's just going to end up hurting him while Mind Game's on him. SP with a PI, trying to see if he can stay on him as best as possible. Quick clobber by the Earth Elemental into a Hex combo. SP has no way out of it. It's huge. Does get himself another escape, another recovery. That was so much burst. What is that, like every 30 seconds you can do that kind of burst? The full silence into Void Eruption, into Void Torrent, into a, what is that? Resonator was there as well, into a Torrent Mind Games. I don't see Shadow Priest by Mind Games anymore, so every time I keep thinking of Mind Games, I always just, I think Mind Games, and I think in the end I say Mind Blast, or I'll call it any other Shadow Priest ability. Honestly, SP with a lasso is gonna have to find a way to survive. Maybe we'll have to pop defenses here. He's gonna kind of low, dodging those lava bursts though. Huge still continues to try to see if he can keep the lava burst. Massive urge shock to fall into SP. Force disperse out of the Shadow Priest. Is going to get himself a lot of recovery off of this though. I think maybe cancel out that disperse early to get himself the VT rolling. Stun into huge. Does he have the burst? Void Eruption. Mind Games everything. Torrent with the silence. Is that enough however though? Does huge go for a self heal at all? It's still ticking down on him. If he has an Earth Shield, he doesn't have an Earth Shield, he has a Lightning Shield. Try to heal Surge as soon as the Mind Games falls off, but he's still in a deadly situation. SP trying to see if he closes the gap. The Flesh Cut is going to let him get a bit of recovery. Doesn't finish the cast though, so he doesn't have immunity or the regeneration aspect of it. SP getting, what did Trinket actually? I was going to say he's getting the Hags, but good Trinket, but I'm pretty sure it's something else. Fear onto huge real quickly. SP looks like he's just going to back up out of there for a second. It's not Megalomania, is it? Maybe he's trying to back up to maybe get himself some kind of a cooldown reduction. Maybe just waiting for CDs. Maybe he's expecting big CDs out of huge Buttman, who knows. But he's definitely going to back up out. Maybe he's just trying to force huge Buttman towards his side of the arena, potentially. He definitely needs to have huge Buttman kind of next to him if he wants the Void Eruptions to crash on him and horrify him back to back. Could be really, really tough for the Shadow Priest though. Huge, trying to see if he can turn this around. SP doesn't have disperse for 10 seconds, got him some PI very, very early. It's going to be full eruptions immediately with the Megalomania. Huge, trying to see if he can avoid those horrifying effects. That's going to be silenced with the Mind Games as well as the Void Torrent, but Huge is trying to see if he can break that channel by just creating some distance. SP trying to see if he can Dora Shadows over. Huge is trying to see if he can play it very, very carefully, trying not to damage SP to heal him or heal himself to damage himself. Shadow Crusher on the corner. SP's eventually going to have Megalomania drop it to 30% health. Has this burst for it though, so you could potentially use this burst in order to survive in post. Huge with a healing surge. SP does get the Megalomania, proccing on him, looking for that quick recovery. 26% dampening. Both of these guys are run, healing each other like it's a Disc Priest and it's a Resto Shaman. Honestly, they actually got quite a lot of survivability right now. Maybe that's with all the versatility in the Season 4 gear. But these two definitely have a lot of more survivability than I remember. Shadow Priest with a stun onto huge Resonator, trying to go for a knock, couldn't knock him. Silence with the Torrent right now. Haymaker, trying to see if he can boop him. Does get him midair. He actually queued this up. SP jumped right after him, and the Haymaker went off. That is actually such a skillful Haymaker. It's almost like you expected he's going to chase after you because you started the cast, jumped down, he jumped after you, so he was next to you by the time the cast finished. That's actually incredible. That was actually so perfect. He literally punched him in air. I love that. SP, try to see if maybe we can give him some recovery. Huge button and sees this as an opportunity to keep the pressure onto the Shadow Priest, SP. Whenever you see him casting, you want to be next to him quickly, able to wind shear those casts. Just swipe him out of his hands. 10 minutes into a duel, 30% dampening. Which one of these two casters is going to have the ultimate win here, however? Lava Burst by Huge. Does not have an interrupt for SP for a second stun. Void Eruption, going to try to knock him back. Mind Games, Megalomania with a silence. Void Torrent to follow. Try to see if he can break the channel. But SP tried to move with him, try to keep on him. VT to follow him. If SP has any more damage towards Huge, he could be in a great spot. Shadow Crusher on the corner. Huge looking for that recovery once the 9 games fall off. And SP knows with this Megalomania, eventually it's going to get him low on health. I don't know if you could Greater Fade it either, can ya? He just like sets your health to the state, to the 30%. Not necessarily does damage to you that can be dodged. It's kind of like a alter time in a weird way, isn't it? Another Eruption by SP though. Does hit Huge as he goes in for a Hex. Trinkets out of it. Maybe SP has something to follow. Gonna be yet another Hex. Does he have a Greater Fade for it? Does Shadowboard Death himself to break himself out of the Hex? Oh my god! This Shadow Priest is insane! He just Shadowboard Death himself to break out of that Hex. What a that is incredible control of a class. That is incredible control right now. That is insane. Taxi trying to see if he can maybe overpower SP. Hits him with the fear as a Warlock comes out. Taxi's actually fighting against SP, who's playing it very, very defensively. Trying to see if he can go for some survivability. But Taxi, he just wants to go home for the kill. He wants to go to see if he can just finish him right then and there. Can he stop his spree? SP porting out of there completely. This man is insane. This Shadow Priest is a god. What is this? Taxi trying to see if he can get those dots to ramp up versus SP. SP may have to go for a massive spell on those dots. Is going to go for Greater Fate. Disperse to follow, trying to give himself a little bit of survivability. 42% dampener. This is where the man needs as much healing as possible. It's just in such a tight situation. Taxi, I think he's going to have a human racial for the next stun, isn't he? Stun has a human racial. Resonator, Mind Games, with actually has a port for it. So SP, a lot of his bursts kind of went out of the window. I don't know if he used Megalomania. He did use Megalomania. Silence on the Taxi. Void Torrent behind the corner. Taxi got himself a shield, but he's trying to see if he can get some dots versus SP. He can't really heal himself for a time being. Without Mind Games, he's going to just damage himself. SP trying to avoid him. He's still behind. And with that Megalomania, I think it's eventually going to set itself to 30% Mortal Coil. Taxi trying to drain him. Does Megalomania break him with a heal? Trying to... Oh, no. I thought maybe Megalomania was going to help him heal there, but I don't know if maybe Megalomania checked out already. I guess it maybe did. Taxi does end up capitalizing on SP, but that was a hell of a match with the Shadow Priest. Absolutely hell of a match. Taxi trying to see if he can maybe survive and to quick fear as the paladin got full burst. Taxi needs to go on the defensive. Big drain at 48% dampening. He's still got himself plenty of recovery. As long as he can get those drains and the addons to take down onto Antu and establish mobility, which is exactly what he's doing, he can still recover a ton of health. So Rod onto Antu may have to bubble this, got full wings. Do you actually want to cast? Do you actually want to find out what happens if Taxi interrupts you? You can be in a tight spot. Honestly, with all these dots swatting, do you even want to take the damage? Bubbles at late, but Bubbles at no health whatsoever. Taxi got him very, very low. Antu tried to stay aggressive. He knows that this side dampening. Casting Flash of Lights is just not going to be nearly as valuable. So at that point, I imagine like just pressing bubble early, and he leaves. And he leaves. Maybe it's one of the situations where you press bubble early. Maybe it's one of the situations where you just press it. ICBA? Fair enough. Slybun's going to be up next as a Windwalker Monk, trying to see if he might be able to overpower Taxi. Quick Fear meets him, and Taxi able to get full dots onto Slybun's. And is able to bail out of there. Why can I say that out loud? It's going to ramp up those dots. Slayman's going to take quite a bit of damage from everything. Corruption, Agony, away. It's actually going to be Taxi. Drop it down. Lexi to follow on him. That's going to be Karma. Taxi pouring upwards. And Slayman's trying to see if he can catch him. That Karma is going to reverse all the damage back to Taxi. Wait, that Karma actually did the work. All those dots ramped up the Karma and was enough for Sabans. Normally the Karma does only a portion of the damage, but I guess he got Taxi low enough. Quick stab by Beggar. As you see, Slybun's next get a shot could be deadly, but he does have a chicken for it. He's got himself spikes. Slybun's this is where you need to. Lockdown Beggar. Oh my god. That is so much damage out of this monk with Beggar at no health whatsoever. Slybun's still holding on to a trinket. Beggar, I don't know how you escape this. I don't know how you win this. I have no idea. You gotta get a trinket out of this man, then lock him down to Kinder Shot. The man picked up eyes. Maybe if you just hit him with a blind immediately. Sap. Kinder Shot, he's gonna trinket it. You have a vendetta on him. He could trinket us immediately. Unless you just, oh my god. He just was like, felt so confident. He was like, I can just kick him and he's down. My god. Yo, Esther was insane. Also, Taxi played really, really well too. Huge Buttonman also played a hell of a game. My goodness, boys. SP is incredible. That was actually so good. I love that haymaker mid-air though. That was the play. That was, oh, mwah, that was amazing. I need to cue you guys back in here, man. All right, I want to see Taxi play some more in that team, but also want to see SP play. Like, what do we cue you guys? I guess Boy Jesus real quick, and then we'll get Gloosh versus Jo. I don't. Oh my god, there's so many of you boys coming back in. There's so many people I want to see play. There's only so many duels we can do in a day. Oh my god, man. All right, I gotta save this one really quick. I don't know if I saved the other one. Hopefully I did. I guess you can go Boy and Jesus real quick, then Sasha Pro can go versus Jo maybe. We'll do it like that. We'll do it like that. There's no good way of doing the order, but I don't want you guys playing different teams. Jesus and Sasha Pro played each other a couple of times, so I wanted to play somebody different. But only one of them could play at a time, so we're gonna do Boy versus Jesus real quick. Then 5 minutes later, it's gonna be Sasha's group. Sasha, your group has to wait. Gloosh, your group has to wait 5 minutes. My group died sadly. It's all good. Tag team. Maybe the other teams. Well, space. Upcoming enhancement Shaman Challenge Trees in Alpha. Oh, Shaman Challenge too, boys. Dragonflight time skip. Oh. Dragonflight takes place 5 years after the start of Shadowlands. Wait. You guys know everybody was like, wait, what if we go in Shadowlands and there's a time skip theory? Apparently Dragonflight takes 5 years after Shadowlands. So we did do a time skip. It's a blue post. I just read the title. I want to read more into it. But cool. Literally, fan theory became a real theory, which I think is kind of cool though. It's a fan theory that became real. I don't know if that was a plan originally, or maybe they're like, you know what, that's a cool idea. We'll roll with it. If that's the case, then good thing to listen to the fans. If that is the plan, then I guess we'll find out what that's gonna be all like. Yeah. God, how many? We have so many duels done, boys. I love these though. Oh my god. No, I'm still rendering. Please, I'm still doing the thing. Ah. Don't kill each other yet. Wait, you should shackle him. I'm missing all the good moments. Are you kidding me? I'm missing all the good moments immediately here. I can't believe it. Twitch. SP and Jesus already off to the races with one another. Gonna be blind with the stunners. SP trying to see if he can escape the clutches of a death knight. Trying to see maybe mind control will be enough, but his savage of course ain't dispersed. Just to get himself in defensive, looking for that survivability as Jesus just looking to savage the claw. SP down with a silence, putting an immense amount of pressure on the Shadow Priest. Needs himself an out. Maybe the Void Eruptions will give him away. Jesus backing up out of the trying to avoid the 2 eruptions. Mind games by SP has Megalomania on him, so he got to be very, very careful of his health. Shackle and Dead on the ghoul does stun her for a moment. And Asby trying to get a mind control into Jesus. He knows that Megalomania is going to get him low on health, but maybe actually heal him a little. He's about at the 30% health mark. But Asby is just looking for the cooldown recovery. Whatever cooldowns he can get. Gonna be a Doro Shadows Asby looking to escape the Death Knight. DK on the march as SP able to finally give himself a little bit of healing, and SP poking around the pillar to try to get some dots on the Jesus with the Shadow join in. Mind Games trying to get interrupted as best he can. AMS is up. Silence. Oh, blind. Intro stun. SP could be down for the count. Jesus looking to crush him. Just trying to split him out in the open. Fear onto the Death Knight. Mind Games to follow. SP is actually feeling pretty confident. Any damage Jesus does to him actually end up killing him. Interrupted on the Mind Games mind control. Not the greatest situation to be in, but trying to go for another mind control. Silence. SP I think maybe done for the count. Unless he got something to receive. I think it may be over. Does get himself a shield last second. Mind control does get gripped. Oh my god. This Death Knight did not give him a chance. Actually didn't give him a chance with a Garrode by Yi. Try to see if he can maybe yeet Jesus out of this arena. You playing that undead? Oh, and he got that Nazar set. It actually looks so wicked. Full burst onto Jesus. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, just one shot him. Oh my goodness. And we got yet another Shadow Priest. I love how many Shadow Priests we got in these arenas, by the way. Kib gonna be up next. Shadowy crash around the corner as Yi approaches him. Quick sap. Barking him on the head, trying to control the situation. That was a full vendetta, just squeezed everything out of Jesus. The question is now, what kind of legendary does he roll? which I'm not asking you guys to like give a tricks away or anything. Don't tell me exactly what he's running. I'm just wondering if he's running the crit Lego, if he's running the Vendetta Lego, the cooldown reduction, or what. Because it looks like this man is a Necrolord. Unless he Night Fade somewhere in between of that, and I just never noticed it. Kib picking up the eye, trying to stay proactive, got himself the double shield with Power Word Shield and Flesh Count. He just needs to get the right angle onto the rogue and get him out in the open with his Shadow Word Death. Or Shadow Word, I guess Death. Maybe? I guess Shadow Word Death if he goes for blind or something, or sap like this. Maybe that could be good. But Shadow Word Pain, any kind of dots on him would be helpful. Try to see if he can just approach the rogue yet with another sap. He's just waiting now. Is this rogue going to wait until full Vendetta? He does have 40 seconds or so on it. So maybe he should have a go versus Kib. Just maybe get him low enough. Maybe get a burst out of him. Something. Get a shot as the priest picks up the eyes. This is where Yi is going to send out them spikes into Kib. Try to let the dots do work. Kib, I don't know if he can silence. Can you actually silence Flesh Cut? Because silence is not really an interrupt like normal. Cloaker shot is for Yi as he's trying to see if he can bail out of the Kib was able to burn through his Flesh Cut very, very quickly. Kib just trying to see if he can just dumpster him down with all the damage, all that pressure. Got himself the Mages of the Dead, just slowly approaching towards Yi. Did he use Megalomania? Blind onto Kib, unless he had a Shadow Word Death. There's literally nothing he could do there. Unless he Shadow Word Death that ahead of time. Yi tried to see if maybe he can get himself a bit of a reset. What is this buff you got going on, yeah? What is that? You got a little bit like a purple thing onto your feet. Kib with a sap, could potentially Yi with that big Vendetta. Try to see if you can trick it out of it. Is that going to be the Vendetta out of the rogue? Potentially the biggest burst possible. Disperse out of Kib really early as he gets low. So Yi, if he wants to go for the Vendetta, he'll be in a great spot unless Kib got CC. The rogue has nothing to escape this unless he wants to vanish this early. And I think he wants to use that vanish as part of his burst. Smoke Bomb, stun onto the rogue, Void Eruption. Does Kib finally get him down? Those Shadow Crashes could be huge. Sounds on the rogue does vanish for a second with a Vendetta. And Kib with a Flesh Count. This is where the rogue interrupts him very quickly. Does the rogue get to maximize the Vendetta at all? Got full Kidda shot. All the dots on Kib. Greater Fate for a second. Trying to see if he can dodge it. Rogue with a dot. With the mages chasing after him. Or maybe not. Dots are still on him though. Do the dots get him? Do the dots set him over the edge though? Or does he catch himself and escape with a re-stealth? Got himself sipping up. Maybe a re-stealth still somehow in combat. Chef's gonna be a cheat death to follow Kib. This needs a couple more globals just to finish him. The rogue catches him in a Kidda shot with a spike. Still looking for the reset. Does the Kevin Slime keep in combat though? It may. Does it though? Kevin spinning. Kevin is continuing to spin. He is unable to catch himself re-stealth. Kevin is still continuing to keep in combat with a Shadow Fear. Oh no. The Shadow Feet around the corner with a stun. Horrified out in the open. And Kib does end up taking him out with Answer. Try to see if he may be able to have an easier time with a Necrolord Shadow Priest than a Venthyr one. That's going to be a full. Actually, last time he did beat a Venthyr. Oh my god, wait, Answer actually just blasted him out of the way. I was just trying to remember if he was fighting, if he was having a hard time with an Affliction Warlock or a Shadow Priest. It turned out it wasn't Affliction Warlock. But my god, Answer gets a burst in there. With Chaos going to give you up next. Got a full Hunter's Mark onto Answer. Wings are blaring for the Paladin. Kioska eating out the grenades. And trying to see if maybe we can get some range damage onto Answer. Answer needs to close the gap. Stun lock Kioska. Force cooldowns out of him. Definitely wants to force a trick out of him at some point or another. Got himself a full Necrolord burst ready to go. But Kioska looking to escape him completely. Entirely bail out of there. By the way, chat, Tags is looking for a group. If you guys want to join Tags' team in Raid's Legacy, as he mentioned in chat, definitely join up. Stun onto Answer with the Curian Burst. Is going to be Answer tricking out of his stun onto Kioska. Is it going to be enough though? Does he have the burst damage to follow up? Does not have wings, but maybe can. The crit procs. Next auto check is going to proc wings though. He's going to be in a good spot. Bubble is going to go for a flash of light while that wings is up. That is super unfortunate. Had to play very, very, very defensive. It was a really question of, you got wings, you got bubble, do you get aggressive or do you just stop and just heal? It looks like he decided to go for the recovery. Only time will tell if that recovery is going to end up having a payoff or not. Or maybe you should have maximized the pressure versus Kioska. Flash got helping the Retribution Pilot to keep himself afloat though, and on his feet, stun lock onto Kioska. Does he have any outs? Does Answer have enough damage? Could it be a stun to Kioska as he dies in low? Playing the Mechanica Soulbind. Got himself that trusty stun in order to disrupt whoever's attacking him as soon as his health does dip low. So for Answer, now that he's got that cooldown out of the way, I believe it's like a 1 minute cooldown or a 45-second cooldown on that passive. That Soulbind passive. Kioska looking to keep the pressure on to Answer. Got himself down the Curian Burst. Can he remove the Blessing of Protection? If he can somehow purge and maybe tranquilize Blessing, he will be in a great spot. Answer trying to keep the pressure rolling versus Kioska. Throwing him hammers is going to be a manic advantage for Kioska. Unable to get himself lots of recovery unless he can dive back into camo. I don't know if Answer's gonna let that happen though. Unless you got a Hand of Freedom, he's just gonna be stuck in a skill trap for a moment. It's gonna be stunned. Kioska has a way out of it with a trinket as well as a turtle shell to break out of the shackles. If he can somehow get away from Answer needs to get Kioska back in combat if he wants to deny him any camo. If he wants to deny him camo, he has wings ready to go. Next auto attack gonna blast him out of big burst, but that's gonna be wings to stop him. Kioska looking for the recovery. Maybe off that freezing trap he can find himself a camo. He's definitely looking to stay away from Anto. But he's not going for the camo, so maybe there's a cooldown on Thick for now. Anto has real wings this time. If he can get himself actual Hodge with real wings, he'll be in a good spot. Real wings, but that's going to be a stun reversal by Kioska. I just helped him slow. Break into the flush cut. Oh, shield the Venus very, very quickly. Anto still has wings. Maybe he can go for some damage, but Kioska beats him with a grenade as Anto trying to see if he can just stay aggressive. With Quizon going to be up next. As Unholy Death that got full dots of the Kioska, the swarm joins in. Kioska looking to evade the Death that as best as he can, but is strangulate with no tools of escape. There's nowhere for him to go, but just down to the graveyard, and the Quizon is there to take it down. Quick claw by the A-bomb pet, and nothing he can do at the end. With Quizon, looks like he's going to be up next. Maybe Eradori, the Owl Rogue. Looks like maybe it's Quizbad. Sending out the Incubus or Succubus really early on. He got to fight versus Quizon and fight, just trying to see if he can maybe take down Slay Beans. I just figured out your name is Slay Beans. It's Slay Bands, actually. I like Slay Beans though. If I call you Slay Beans, I don't mean to disrespect. I just think it's a really funny name. Slay Beans. Oh man. Crisman dropping down a big old gateway. And it's going to be Decimate Bolt with Quizon with a Mortical sending him in the opposite direction. He has the Infernal next to him, keeping him warm. Blasphemy joins in with a Chaos Bolt. That's going to be Quizon trying to see if he can tank up the damage. He's just out there with 2 Infernals. Is going to grip the Warlock back to him. Grippy hand available. Looks like he got himself a ton of recovery from these Infernals. Great use of Death Strike. As soon as you get hit by a powerful hit, if you have the resources to Death Strike immediately, you could recover a ton of health. Death Strike will heal you. It will scale based on the amount of damage you took in the last few seconds. I think last 5 seconds. So if you almost immediately duel for Death Strikes, as soon as you take a massive hit, you're in a good spot. Gonna be Quizman going for a full Cataclysm on all these pets. Every one of these goes giving him the Soul Shards in order to get Casbots back to back. Try to go for a Fear into Quizon. Silence him to the Warlock. That Blasphemy is just continuing to burn him down. And Quizon looking for that range damage, summoning up even more pets. Gonna be a Necrolord setup by Quizman. I think off of the Ghoul pet. If the Ghoul was low enough on health, Quizman could have extra potential on those Incinerates. Mortical onto Quizon. Trying to go for Incinerate 1. Is it gonna be enough? Incinerate to it. It does give a little bit of bonus damage to it. Quizon kind of low on health. Going for the Death Strikes immediately as soon as taking a bit of damage. The faster you go for Death Strikes after taking big hits of Death Knight, the more it should heal you for. Kreisbad over there draining whatever life left out of that ghoul, just looking for the recovery, while Quizon is just waiting for some cooldowns, summoning up a whole new pet. Fleshcraft available. Cataclysm around the corner. Actually, looks like it wasn't even a real ghoul he summoned. That's a real ghoul. The other was just a Army of the Dead ghoul from Meteor set, I imagine. Full army joining in, by the way. Kreisbad looking for that port, trying to get away from them all. As the Dark Transformation goes slowly crawling towards the Warlock. I think he got a Curse of Exhaustion on that thing, just to slow it down a little bit. Dark Pact by Kreisman trying to avoid this Army of the Dead, summon up a whole new Succubus. Let's get a Mortical into Quizon, but he doesn't have land inside of him. Go for a Destiny Bolt off of the Ghoul, but looks like he's going to actually sacrifice, removing the Ghoul out of the game. He actually just unsummoned the Ghoul, just not to give Kreisman an extra hit, but that's going to mean that you don't have a pet during your burst. It means you actually no, he does have a new one. What's it called on somebody goal? I thought it was a minute. Sounds of the Kreisman. Gonna be a quick CCO into Quizon. Does break out of it very, very quickly, I think, with a Lichborn. It's gonna be a Lichborn. Got himself the big grip ahead. Kreisman trying to see if he can avoid it. He's actually super low on health. Big Casbolt. Blasphemy gripping the Death Warlock back to him. Just needs a couple more globals. It could be anyone's game. Oh! And Quizon does end up trying to see if he can capitalize on the Kreisman. It does get to do it. Eradori's up next. Quizon uses himself as much self-killing as possible. Gonna be the Resonator. Eradori with the quick shot is immediately Quizon with the AMS. Trying to see if he can walk away from Eradori. Just onto the Death Knight, does sacrifice his goal, immediately summoning a new one, trying to see if he can chain a rise down Eradori, but a Vanish comes through and is able to clear all movement speed effects. Quizon at no help whatsoever, with Eradori just burning last few column points into a dispatch to dispatch the guy out of the game. And Slayband's gonna be up next. Try to see if he can catch Eradori. Does Dory have any dots on him? Dory's gonna have to play it very, very careful. Gonna have to play the cheesiest rogue you've ever played before. Especially if you're trying to fight Sabans. You don't have cheat deaths, so I don't know how you can survive that Necrolord Windwalker burst them. I feel like if the man catches it, drops down BDB next deal, leg sweep, you gotta get the opener on him first. The Slave Bounce pop a trinket? Wait, the Slave pop trinket? Blind immediately as he goes for burst? Did you pop a trinket? What'd you trinket? Gonna be Aerodori, just go for the pistol shots on the pets, building column points, building up his tier set. Maybe you could still get a play. I don't know if you got evasion or not. Does have a vanish very, very soon. Feign death for a second. Kiddy shot. Oh, Slay or just had a. It already was a mid-world Jacket Punch and Zued cloning at the rogue. Did you actually pop a trinket earlier or something? Or was that a UI bug? I'm starting to think maybe that was just a UI bug on my end. Crazy. Our takes allowed? Too fast. I'd rather not have any takes in the duels, man. I'd rather not do any tanks. The only time I would allow a tank is, let's say there's the cheesy tank build right now in the game. Like, remember how Warriors had that one-shot shield sand build? Something like that I would have allowed. But I don't think right now tanks have any cheesy builds. I think at the end it's just going to be like a slow gameplay, slow build where you just eventually whittle down the enemy and just survive him. It's probably going to be like a battle of, I don't even know. It's most likely just going to end up being like a battle of attrition. Unless you have like some kind of a cheesy build and you can promise as an extra cheesy build, and it's definitely what's fun. And the chat is going to enjoy the cheesiness of it all. Then maybe I'll be down for it. But normally we don't let tanks in. I got you. Yeah, got you, man. Awesome, awesome. Boy is ready to go. I guess we queue versus Sasha unless Jo is ready. If Jo has a team, if Too Fast has a team, if Tagsy has a team, we can get you guys versus Sasha because Sasha wants to play. Sasha definitely wants to play. One need to go. Where to look when you change the stuff? It should be on Wowhead. It should be on Wowhead. I usually have like whenever I'm streaming, I have the Wowhead on Discord. I have like a bot give me like Wowhead updates on Discord all the time in the Wow news section. So I'm usually like able to see if there's any new stuff. Any changes immediately as soon as it's up. Sadly, 3 people. No, not 2. Sadly, not 2 people here. 2. Okay. Jo, are you together with Tagsy? Are you guys still trying to put a group together? I guess you can get Boy versus Sasha Pro for now, yeah? Yeah, what's her name? Frederick. Boy and Sasha Pro. I think at this point it's either gonna give us Dalaran Sewers Arena or Chalveron. I think I'm just gonna do Dalaran Sewers. Or Tagsy left. That's okay. That's all good. Out already. Wait, we're 5? Wait, Jo, you got a team? Tagsy left. You guys got a team? Okay, apparently Boy. Yo, I guess I'll do Jo versus Sasha. Boy, I'll keep on standby. We'll get you next, yeah? And Sasha Pro. 5. I'll do. I want to mix you guys up a little bit in terms of like maps and stuff. I want to give you guys different maps to play. So don't hate me. I'm just gonna play the maps that I like. Don't hate me, don't hate me, don't hate me, please. Just please don't hate me. Whatever you do, don't hate me. I'm a friend. I'm a friend. I'm here to help. I'm here to keep this game fresh and clean. Make sure that everybody paying attention and watching the rules of the 5V5 Dueling Arena and following the sanctity of the Dueling Arena, so everybody can earn honor and glory. So everybody can earn honor and glory fairly and safely. We're trying to do here. Okay, that should be decent, yeah. If we're getting this patch right now, it's technically patch 297, isn't it? Oh, 927. That's so weird to think about, man. It's so weird. Alrighty, boys. To Twitch. We got ourselves, it looks like only 4 over for the team 1, but team 2 is ready to go. We got ourselves Gloosh. First one of his name. Ready to go. Versus Too Fast. And hopefully Too Fast and his team gets themselves a... Actually, versus Aerodori, what I'm talking about. Hopefully Team Too Fast gets a 5th. Gonna be Gloosh versus Aerodori. Outlook versus Subtlety. Which one of these two is gonna be the winner? Aerodori picking up a energy buff from the roll of the bones. The Gloosh kind of hiding in the corner. Is going to be switching out to wound poison, trying to reduce, I guess, the healing for Aradori. Honestly, though, I don't really know if wound poison is necessary here. Like, to be fair, Gloosh could just one-shot the guy, but it is an orc, so maybe that orc racial, the hardness, will keep him a little bit more healthy against the lockdowns of Gloosh. As Gloosh trying to see if he can maybe phantomize the rogue out in the open. If he can find him first, Shadow Dance, immediately stun him, he'll be in a fantastic spot. Getting the opener here as a sub-rogue will be huge. Aradori, however, is playing this game a little bit differently. He got himself the cheat death, which may give him a little bit of the recovery. As long as Aradori can get Gloosh low enough and keep doing sustained damage to the guy, post burst, he could get him low enough. If he can somehow catch him in the kidney shot and do as much sustained damage as possible, Aradori forced out to Trinket, vanish Gloosh looking for him immediately. Aradori burned the Trinket really early, so for Gloosh, this could potentially be the play, honestly. This could be the play. I think he may win this default. I think he just wins this by default. I know this happened to Aradori, unless Aradori's cheat death keeps him alive. Cheap shot, Gloosh is not good with the kidney shot. Just from immediately onto Gloosh is actually limited on what he can do. This is where Aradori needs to come back, do as much damage as possible. God, full blind onto Gloosh. So at least you keep any control on the guy. Aradori should be able to land immediate kidney shot onto Gloosh in case he wants to. Goes in for a sap, will not be able to gouge Gloosh at all. This is where Aradori needs to maximize the damage. Gloosh just to Trinket out of this. Gonna be an opener, but no kidney shot. It looks like it's gonna be kidney shot versus by Gloosh. Aradori, I thought he would have himself a kidney ready to go versus Gloosh. Off of that resonator. Into a kidney shot at Gloosh, but he trickets out of it. Aradori with a cheat death. Gloosh is trying to see if he can avoid him. Cheat death and keep him alive for a second longer. But Gloosh does end up taking him out. Burn a Trinket for this one. Still holding onto a blind, vanish, and potentially be shadow meld as huge Buttman trying to see if he can get himself opener versus Gloosh. And it's going to be shadow strike by the rogue. Huge turns it around on him with a lasso. And it's going to send out the flame shock with the primordial. Immediate Trinket by the shaman. Look at you maybe capitalize the burst on the rogue. Look at you maybe global him down. Almost got the proxy needed. As the rogue goes in for a cloak of shadows, that is going to be earthquake. The earthquake is not magical. It's actually physical damage. So Gloosh standing in that thing with a cloak of shadows is nothing for him. Huge move by huge Buttman. The man definitely needs to go to pick up eyes and try to see if he can deny the rogue's resets. He does have the fire alley with him. I don't know if he wants to swap out to the earth alley. Picking up the eyes, Gloosh should be able to approach and sap him. The fire elemental is able to start attacking, get the rogue out in the open. Gloosh will have to burn the shadow dance if he wants to get some to see and some pressure versus Huge. Try to see maybe the shadow circle will be enough. No shadow blades procs by the rogue. So Huge is actually doing kind of okay for now. Knockback at the last second versus Gloosh with a lack of lasso. The rogue does not have a trinket. So for Huge, this is an opportunity to potentially capitalize on a play. Big primordial versus Gloosh. If he can go for a big lava burst onto the rogue, he'll be in a fantastic spot. The rogue is out in the open. He goes in for a lava burst. Just he gets the proc, he get a couple of them. Earthquake around the corner. Gloosh doesn't want to go over there. Slows with an Earthbind Totem. Gloosh just trying to see if he can go for a kidney shot versus huge Buttman. Resonator right next to him. He got nothing going on. No wall, no nothing. Maybe survives it barely, but the eviscerates are so deadly. As soon as it Trinket versus the rogue, next lockdown is going to be massive. Too fast trying to see if he can end the rogue's killing spree. As we're diving only into the 3-minute mark, no dampener yet. The rogue does go for a reset into a sap, but too fast, even though it looked like maybe the maid was going to be in combat. One of his images did attack the rogue, so I thought maybe that'll put you into combat since that's essentially your pet, right? Debated lol? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Glue sitting in the corner. I think you're just going to wait out until the images are gone from too fast. Maybe you're going to wait out until the eyes are off him. Did you pick up eyes? I didn't even notice. I wasn't paying attention, chat, to be fair. Gloosh has a clock of shadows coming back up very soon. So he has all the tools he needs in order to fight, but it's too fast. Shadow Blades won't have a resonator, but it's going to be a blink out of too fast as the cheap shot comes out. Has another cheap shot to follow up. Big back-to-back eviscerates though versus too fast as he has himself that all the time. Touches the magic by too fast, but the smoke bomb is going to create him some cover, some line inside. Too fast, trying to see if he can maybe just maximize some burst damage onto Gloosh out of left field, but it's going to be too fast. Having to go for Ice Block with the Temporal, providing him a little bit of healing. Is at least able to get the rogue in combat immediately as soon as the Ice Block is over. Shifting power, maybe has a blink for this one. It's going to be a kidney shot to follow. I don't know if he's going to have himself the ult time or anything. Does have ult time? Is he going to have to alter very early? He may have to. I think he did. I think he literally did alter it immediately, trying to see if he could deal with the rogue. But he's going to be going down for the count. Jesus up next, trying to see if he may be able to find a way to fight this rogue. The rogue is going into this one. Did not have to go burning any defenses versus too fast. We are still waiting for a 5th person over in Team 1. maybe we'll be able to get somebody. Maybe we'll be able to get enough people. Or just need one more person to load in. Jesus, gonna open up with the Shadow Strike, immediately Shadow Blades. That's gonna be a Resonator, has a AMS Sprint, so AMS is actually gonna help him a little bit versus Shadow Blades, but then a Resonator goes right through, punctures through the armor, just right into the health bar. Jesus trying to see if he can maybe stun lock Glitch. Look, Shadows is out for the road, nothing he can do with blind. That's the fastest game in a while. But Glitch going for 1v4. Rogues. Rogues. Am I right? Alright, let's get another one going, man. That was a quick one. Did we get Glitch back in, I guess? Because he had Boy on that team. I guess we get a Boy again, yeah? Because Jesus has a team, or looks like Jesus maybe took over JO's team. Or maybe they just joined too fast. So do you guys have a 5-man, or do you guys only have 4? Because I guess one didn't load in. Sasha's still ready. I know he is. Maybe get a Boy versus Sasha Pro again, yeah? Because I feel like those two could fight each other. Or maybe, wait, did Boy and Sasha Pro ever play each other? I don't think they ever did. These here, Priest says nothing. Yeah. Yeah, it says nothing. That AMS was a good move, but then Shadow Blades just burned right through it. And then Resonator, and then he had a Cloak and Evasion, and at that point Rogue is just untouchable. It's actually just incredible. It's incredible. But that's Rogues for you. I guess maybe you could have like IBF'd it, but at that point, like, you're just playing defensive, and you're just slamming Eviscerates into you. So it's not like you can heal. Like, you could reduce the damage by a little bit. But I don't know, man. There's not much you can do. It's a tough one. Because Cloak lasts 5 seconds. Evasion will go last 10 seconds. You can't touch the Rogue. You can pop IVF and maybe hope that helps you a little. But you also popped the Dark back too. So it's not like Death back. So it's not like you can really heal. Even if you do land a heal, it's only cracked out anyway. I would catch for a bit more. I will watch this for a bit more. Yeah, I'm down to keep playing, boys. So, Boy, I guess maybe Boy's team is gone, yeah? JO. Jesus is there. Sasha. I guess we could get JO and Sasha. Do you guys have an actual 5-man, or is it like 4-man? JO. Or do you guys need to look for a 1 more? Because we could give you guys a moment to look for 1 more, man. Potentially. I'll give you guys a second. Let me know. Boy, Maria, Sasha. Yeah, I could do that. Real quick, chat. Doing some background stuff. Real quick. Be there in a bit. You ready? Okay, I'll just get you guys going then, yeah? I'll just get you guys going. Wait, Boy already? Okay, let's do Boy and Sasha. Because Boy and Sasha never played each other. I don't know what arena I'm gonna give you guys. What's a good arena? Dalaran Sewers is a good arena, but I don't know if it's gonna be beneficial to one class or the other. I guess we just go to Dalaran Sewers though. Yeah, we'll do Dalaran Sewers. We'll do the Sewers. I am running out of what arenas we can throw you guys into though. I am running out of those. But hopefully we'll get you guys something, yeah? What else is there? There's Hook Point, there's new arenas. The Crucible is way too big in my opinion though. Well, Jackson we discovered is way too big. Even though I love it, I love the way it looks, but it's massive. It's kind of like a Tolvaron. I could throw a Tolvaron. I know Chrysler likes Tolvaron. We could just do that one. That's not us. You didn't queue Boy? Did I not? Ah, it's some. Wait, did I not? I thought I did. It's the same people. I did say Boy. I didn't mean to do Boy. Did I? I swear to God I tucked in Boy. Did I not? Did we just let him play, or I did say Boy? Okay, no. Let's do it right. Yo, Gloosh, Sasha, Rikyu. I did say Boy. We're gonna Rikyu. Gloosh, tell the team to back out. Yo, Jo with Jesus. I'm gonna get you guys in here in just a bit. I meant to queue Boy. I just want to give Boy a chance to play. I don't want to make him wait. I don't want to make him wait. So we're just gonna have Sasha Pro, his team, back up. I'll queue Boy. I swear to God, I thought I typed in Boy. I swear to God, I thought I typed in Boy. But I guess I didn't. Like, going alt up, it does have JO in there. I swear to God, I thought I typed in Boy. I still do down sewers though, right? I still do down sewers. Sasha or Gloosh, let me know when you're ready, my guy. Let me know when you're ready, it will be good to go. Sorry about that one, boys. I meant to queue boy though. I meant to queue boy. Let me know when you boys are ready. Ready? Alright, cool. Alright. J.O., I'll get you team as soon as it's over, yeah? I'll get you guys versus boy most likely. Unless Sasha ends up going for 1v5 yet again. Then that'll be a whole nother story. We'll see, yeah? We'll see. Alrighty. Let's see what you guys are up to. Alright, Twitch. We got ourselves team one together with Anto. Do you play ever anything besides Necrolord? I think Necrolord is way too good. You know what? On one hand, I would love for the Blizzard to do a little bit of tuning so we could play other Covenants. But we're not even gonna be doing this whole Covenant shenanigans in just a little bit, man. In just a couple of months, we're just gonna be done with all that. We got ourselves Ari back in. You're normally playing a human female, but go male with this Moglu is good. Ari back in as an unholy, I guess, Necrolord. I guess it has to be Necrolord. There's no like options really. We got Slay Bands, we got ourselves a Spear, we got ourselves Yee joining back in versus Unreal. We got ourselves Gloosh on that team. We got ourselves Andrea. I keep messing your name up, man. The first two letters in Cyrillic mess me up. We got Mortal Velitzo. Mortal V Litzo. So Litzo is like face. Mortal V face. Is that what it is? Or maybe Velitzo with a V is a different word? I would not know though. Stone into Gloosh immediately gonna trick it as soon as he bursts out of Anto, but Anto did pop a trinket a little bit early, so it's gonna be both of them popping off trinkets. With Gloosh establishing brand new control versus Anto, can sap him out whenever he wants, he can stun him as much as he likes. But Anto does have escapes out of the CC. He does have the massive immunity utilities, a bubble as well as a blessing of protection, able to free him off of any kind of crowd control from Gloosh, so he could potentially maybe turn around onto the rogue, especially in case he's feeling himself very, very vulnerable with his burst. Next, the Viscer could be deadly. Did not want to find out if that Viscer was going to be the end of him. Immediately press blessing of protection. Gloosh looking to try to see if he can escape out of the Shadow Step. Did he go for Shadow Mode? If he did try to Shadow Mode, that maybe is one of those escape tools gone. Stun into Gloosh. Does Anto have the burst he needs? Try to see if he can maybe take down Gloosh right now. Worse have to follow to chain. The stun back into another stun. Get a shot into Anto. Does he have the bubble available, or is that for Barretts? I think for Barretts may be the end of you. Gloosh does go from one stun into the next, unless you can wait out for Barretts a little bit longer. There's absolutely no escape versus Rogue. Gloosh doesn't reactivate Shadow Blades as a proc for free whenever he uses finishers versus Ari with an immediate disarm. Just taking the weapon out of Ari, but he does summon up the Ghoul. Just transform a cloak with an evasion off for Gloosh. Basically untouchable. Ari with the IBF Lichborn AMS popping off every cooldown, sacrificing the Ghoul just to give himself a little bit of recovery. Does he have the Army of the Dead to summon up? Try to see if maybe we can chase up the Gloosh. Grip ahead, just gripping everybody on that team. Gloosh does dive towards the boxes though, and does establish a proper escape versus the Death Knight. DK does have a death pack, could use it early, holding onto the army. The pet is somewhere nearby, hopefully, because you need the pet to stun him, but looks like Ari does go down. Wherever the pet was, it looks like it was nowhere near you. Maybe the pet was dead from earlier. Slay trying to see if he may be able to take Gloosh down, immediate stab by the rogue, waiting out until he gets his trinket back. Does the rogue have any Shadow Melds escapes? Because the rogue got nothing. He got himself a Resonator, blind, vanish not available. Gonna be Slay still eating that Resonator as he's trying to max it with burst, and the Gloosh does force a trinket out of the monk though. So that's going to be a stun on one of the images, blind onto the monk. The other image, the red one, is chasing after Gloosh, kind of sort of keeping him in combat, but he is able to escape it, able to max ranges. Slay trying to be proactive, picking up the eye, could potentially find the rogue out in the open as the Gloosh dives behind the boxes looking for that cover. And that's going to be a quick Shadow Step before Slay can even get close enough to land an in-cap. Gloosh is going to cover the distance with a Shadow Step, land a sap, establish control into Slay. Slay is an orc, so Gloosh has to open up with a kidney shot and maximize the damage with the Shadow Blades. You only got a couple of seconds left on a full Shadow Blade, so Gloosh can go up in there, trying to build up comp points for Kidney. Slay catches them in an in-cap. Gloosh does have a trinket in case he needs to. Karma gonna be up immediately. Slay trying to see if he can deter Gloosh's go, but it's gonna be Kidney shot with Shadow Blades anyway. Slay, does he go down here? Cheap shot needs to be perfect for Gloosh. Fist of Fury is gonna get the rogue very low, but that Shadow Melt is gonna let him escape. And Slay at least does get to survive one of the ghosts from Gloosh. Glitch will not have a trinket this time around, so he's gonna have to pre-establish calm points ahead of time. Slay could potentially get Glitch out in the open. Not Shadow Step. But a stab does come through. Glitch does not open up with a kidney shot, putting himself out in the open. That's not a leg sweep on a Slay though. So maybe Glitch could potentially just live this. Goes for big kicks. Glitch with a cloak of shadows. Maybe could go for an evasion. Does burn an evasion here. Needs a couple of calm points just to get a full kidney shot on Slay. Slay trying to avoid that kidney shot as best as he can. Glitch is building up the calm points. Smugbound to follow. Wants to make sure he gets the opener versus Slay into a kidney shot. Does he have the damage? Going for that Kyrian burst. The cheap shot to follow to cover him on CC. But it's going to be the rogue escaping out of this. Slay with a flush cap immediately. And Gloosh has to back up out of there. Man, that's actually such a close deal between the two. So far, it's really been Gloosh getting aggressive with Slay. And Slay trying to see if he can counter pressure Gloosh whenever he can. But it's really down to whether Gloosh has escape tools or not. And Slay so far has been able to really hold his own ground versus Gloosh. At this point though, the Resonator should be coming back for the Rogue, but the Rogue is looking kind of dry on cooldowns. No evasion, no cloak, drinking down on CD for a little bit longer. I don't know what the situation is like with Shadow Meld, but definitely does not have a Vanish out. Has a blind, so potentially could go for a blind, kidney shot, Resonator onto Slay, force a trick out of him, hit him with a blind, and go for another reset. At least it will force out a trinket out of the Monk, potentially, but I don't know if Glitch is going to want to do that though. At this point, maybe like waiting out a whole minute on the trinket, or yeah, I think waiting for the trinket may not be the bad play. Eyes are not up for either one, so really it's down to for Slade just to wait out until Gloosh eventually wants to open on him. Because there's nothing the Monk can do to find him. Cheap shot, Resonator, is that going to be enough to force cooldowns on a Slay? Resonator takes down with the kidney shot chain. It's going to be a karma immediately. In cap into Gloosh, trying to see if he can drop down BDB, trying to force out a trick out of the Rogue. Rogue with a Shadow Step, trying to see if he can avoid it. Leg sweep does meet him. That's going to be triggered by the Rogue. Slay kind of rolls off the side a little bit too far, but does re-engage with Gloosh with that kick. Going to be a Shadow Step by Gloosh as he goes in for the jab. Actually, Shadow Step towards Kevin Slime. And Gloosh does get a blind on the Slay. Trying to see if he can force a trick out of him. There goes a trinket. And Gloosh, does he get aggressive or does he get defensive? Looks like he's not looking for an escape. Cheap shot on Slay as he gets images. Does Gloosh go for a Shadow Step? Does get a Shadow Step juke off of Slay. And so far, this Monk has been able to survive just fine. But he hasn't been able to really get Gloosh down at all. Oh, whose game is this going to be, man? Who's going to end up winning this one? Sap with the Slay. Gloosh has him completely locked down in crowd control. Getting this shot onto the Slay, going for that Kyrian burst. Does he have enough damage? Is this going to be it? He needs those crits. Cheap shot. Does he have the damage to follow? In count by Slay. Barely surviving this one. Goes in for a heal. Only 8% dampener. It's going to be a full crush cut. Does Gloosh go for a Shadow Step kick? He does not. Physical Theory meets him as he does re-engage with Slay though. Evasion's up for the Rogue. This way Slay just wants to back out. While the Rogue got the CDs. While he got him defensives. Doesn't want to touch him. Vanish available for Gloosh. Slade has a leg sweep. Gloosh doesn't have anything for it. Get a shot out to Slay. Does Gloosh gets to finish him? If Slay gets an opportunity to leg sweep him, could be pretty deadly. Does get a leg sweep, but he's playing defensively. He's not even getting aggressive with Gloosh. Doesn't have a karma for a little bit either. Physical Fury trying to deny the Rogue any kind of fist. Oh, karma at the last second. As the Gloosh looking to end him, he might just have to fight through a karma. Cloak shot is by the Rogue. He can fight through it easily. Slay with an in-cap. The Rogue does not get that in-cap long at all though. This is where Slay just needs to get some big damage on Gloosh. Mad kick onto Gloosh. Just massive rising sun can get him so low, but he's barely alive. Are you kidding me? Why is this duel so close? Between two of the burstiest classes in the game. Why is this such a close duel? I am surprised. I feel like if Slay went for a full leg sweep, BDB is the win, maybe he could have got goes down, but maybe he wanted to play like leg sweep. He wanted to get in cap, drop BDB next to Gloosh, then leg sweep while the one is already out, and then maximize the burst inside of that window. Maybe that's what the Monk is trying to do, but it's so tough, man. I don't think you'll ever get yourself a clean, perfect opportunity to go. But that leg sweep, when the Gloosh have no trinket, that's where you got leg sweep, drop BDB, and just go. Just trying to maximize the damage. Get yourself a jab in there to try to go for that crit. Drop it down, BDB onto Gloosh right now with a leg sweep. Gonna be mid trinket out of the Rogue. Get a shot to reverse onto Slay. Doesn't get a trinket out of him. Does get a trinket out of him. So Gloosh could potentially go for a blind on Slay. If he gets Slay low enough, goes for a blind, gives Slay low, next get a shot could be deadly. But Gloosh is just trying to see if he can outrun the competition. Try to see if he can maybe sit in smoke bomb, maybe cut himself line of sight, blind to Slay as he closes the gap. I think Gloosh try to see if he can maybe go for a proper reset without having to burn the blind. Does Gloosh have anything here though? If he's got Resonator and a full set of calm points, maybe he can make something work. Because Shadow Dance should be back up and available. You need to go for full Resonator. Kidney shot. Do you have the damage? Does the Kyrian ability come back off cooldown for you? He needs the burst. Shadow Blaze is up. Does he have the damage? Into a incap. Slade barely surviving it. Into a karma, and Glush cannot really get that aggressive unless he just wants to burn through a karma. Evasion is up for the rogue. The Slade trying to see if he can back up out of there. Does Shadow Step to interrupt him? Does Slade have a flush cap? He does have a flush cap. Should give him a little bit of survivability. Massive shield. Lexi to follow. Glush with no health. Oh my god, the monk just turned it around on him. So tough. That's such a tough duel to fight through. With Mort gonna be up next, trying to see if he can just blaze storm through Slay. Got himself full reckless abandon. He just need to leap right over there and get a couple of those raging crushing blows. Fear. He expected the Fury to come through. Banner's up for Mort. He's just unstoppable right now. You can't slow this man down at all. Try to see if he can stay on Slay. Got himself reckless abandon. Potentially massive damage. Looking to get those crushing blows in back to back. Does get rooted for a second. Slade maybe trying to see if he can bail out of there. More just give himself one more crushing blow or two. Does he have another leap? He's just gonna go for a flash cap. Out of mobility, so he's gonna go for a bit of a reset. And Slay without Zoen, he has damage potential, but he's just not gonna touch that warrior right now. Mort, anytime he rage and blows, there's a chance he just activates full recklessness. Does play into a Stormbolt, so he's not playing defensive build. He got a bit of crowd control in here. Fury locking down Mort for a second, able to blast with a flesh cut. So Mort is a little bit more exposed. May have to burn a enraged regen, and there it goes. Does he have an escape? He does have an escape for Incap. Able to Zerker rage out of it. And Slay's just looking to see if he can avoid him as best as possible. Dropping down BDB Lexium, clipping him, but that's going to be a trinket out of Mort. Got himself Blade Storm, full defensive. Avatar looking to leap away. Commanding Shallot in order to give himself a little bit of extra health to work with. Slay trinkets out of that Stormbolt just so he can finish him. And who do we got next on that team? We got ourselves Entreya as a shaman. We got ourselves Unreal, the Retribution Paladin. We got Shadow Glush in the back. That's gonna be Unreal up next. Slay just burned a trinket. So as long as you can hit him with a full Hodge and full burst, there's nothing this monk can do to survive this. Full burst out of Unreal, just blasting him out. Slay, barely any health available. And Unreal just gonna try to see if he can keep the pressure rolling in. Karma to follow. I think he's just gonna ramp right through it. He could potentially bop it, but like he doesn't need to. He can just fight right through it. Flash out by Slay, does himself not Greater Fade. He does have Diffuse Magic though. I don't know why I called it Greater Fade. But he does have Diffuse. Dropping down BDB onto Unreal. And Slay backs up out of there for a second. Vilify if I spam. As Unreal looking to go for a full Fleshcraft recovery. Slay rolling over towards the Pala. Jab in order to reconnect. Should be able to give him that crit that he needs in order to maximize some pressure. In cap onto Unreal. And Slay getting hit with a Hodge. Unreal trying to see if he can just crush him down. But doesn't have the burst follow-up. He doesn't have the wings to really make the play. He does have defenses in order to survive the onslaught by the monk as he's building up some damage with his Zoen. He has images coming back up very, very soon. If we just use those images together with the BDB burst, he could potentially just take down Unreal unless the man presses a bubble at the right time. That's a fear locking him down. Oh, massive kick with a fat crit. Oh, that's exactly what the Shadow Priest. I keep calling him the Shadow Priest. I don't know why. This is because I'm seeing SB on that team. I keep thinking of the Shadow Priest. I keep looking over the Shadow Priest, man. My mind is somewhere else. But that kick is exactly what it needed. My goodness. That is exactly what this monk needed. Lexi on the Slay. Oh, not Lexi. Lasso. I've got him Lakasas confused, man. All of them. Slay looking to back up out of there for a second as Unreal. Try to keep the damage rolling. Slay at the 12-minute mark, 43% dampen, and not much you can really do in this situation. Gonna be Unreal, trying to see if he can maybe, not Unreal, Entreya, trying to see if he can keep the pressure rolling, trying to march towards Slay. Those disables though, the root is gonna keep him in place though. Slay does remove the lava. He does remove the flame shock. We're just gonna spawn a volcano onto him, knocking him up in there, booping him up. And Entreya is actually swapping out the playstyle into a lava burst ascendance build. So every time he presses lava burst, there's a chance he activates ascendance, which is immediately going to send out a lava burst at every enemy that has a flame shock on him in line of sight of you. And those lava bursts can proc ascendance, so you can basically chain ascendances back to back. All those lava bursts can proc mastery version of the lava burst. So it's just massive. Wall for Entreya, trying to see if he can earth shock down into the Slay. Does get him so big lava burst, and Slay actually decides to back up out of there completely because that was just going to be the damage that burned through a karma fairly quickly. All those lava bursts back to back. Another Primordial getting set up. Does he get himself the proc he need? Earthshock to follow. Live lasso. Actually, I think the lasso just takes him out, and Entreya does end up surviving this one. Barely, but he does live it with Yiga rolling him out in the open immediately. Unless you go for Earth Elemental, I think it's over. I think even if you had an Earth Elemental, maybe that would give you a stun versus Yi, but the dots probably would have melted ya. And Shadow Gloosh is going to be up next. Stab at the E. He hit some of the stab, but then Phantom Knives him out in the open. I wonder why. Disarm for disarm. Both the rogues are looking to build calm points in any way possible. Shadow Gloosh gets his weapon back a little bit early. Getting the shot onto Yi. Does he burn a trinket for the resonator though? Blind onto Shadow Gloosh. And Shadow Gloosh, does he have a trinket? Or does he not have a trinket? I think he just has you. Did you burn a trinket for something? What'd you burn a trinket on? Now I'm wondering when you burn a trinket. But it's going to be a sap. If he has full calm points, it's over. Garrod, does he have a kidney shot? Does he have a kidney shot is my question. Because if you got a kidney shot, Vendetta, everything. You're just building up calm points. Shadow Gloosh does not have an answer. He does have a trinket. Kidney shot onto Shadow Gloosh, but Yi get it blasted out. Shadow cheat death barely keeping you alive. How you took so many shadow strikes on a cheat death? That is incredible. You were just shadow strike over and over and over and over. SP trick is just to stop Shadow Gloosh. Fear to follow resonator next to him. Yeah, there's no way he escapes it. Just cheeses him out. Completely cheeses him out. I am surprised that duel with Gloosh and the monk went as long as it did. And I'm surprised by the way that it turned out at the end. I'm actually impressed. Alright boys, let's get another going, yeah? Let's get another duel up and running, boys! Another up and running for all the teams. So what do we got? I'm sure Gloosh got a team. Boy, I wonder if he's got a team. J.O., do you have a team, my guy? We can get you in here as well. Boy, looks like he's trying to see if he can get a group together. J.O. got a group. Alright, so we can get you guys in. We have both of y'all in here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, boys. Alright. So what are these Unholy Death Knight changes coming up? Are they big? I got really excited about them. Oh, it's a big blue post. In effort to increase choice, you updated some talent position updated. Is this class talents? Yeah. Room Mastery. 1. Now leads into A-Bomb. Ice talents. 2 ranks. Unholy Bond. 2 ranks. That's good. Them having to like cheapen things up a little bit is fantastic. That stuff is really good. I'm a big fan of that. New talents. Eligible duration lasts 2 seconds while active damage taken reduced by 15. Wow! Unholy Endurance seems really good. Dark Pact. Now connection with Midas Thessarian. Okay. So that's what that looks like now. Legendborn have... Oh, I see what they did. They put this more in the middle. Okay, interesting, interesting. And that leads into that. So you can just bypass it if you don't want it. Okay, 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 okay. Dark Pact Midas Thessarian. Oh, from here. Okay, so you can cross over easily. Okay, cool. Interesting. The group Death Strike now has 1 rank instead of 3. More reliable. That's awesome. And you can pick it up early in the tree. Hey, that's awesome. That's actually going to make it easier to... Dude, that's such a good change. Look at the Death Knight update. That's so good. Unholy. Oh my god. Oh! This looks different. I see a lot of new icons. 1 icon. 2 icon. 3 icon. Oh? Oh? I can only guess what that is. I guess we gotta read it. My goodness. Wait, this is so cool. Death Coil, running power reduced. Oh, thank goodness. Everybody was gonna grab Death Coil, running power reduction anyway. Epidemic damage buff. Scourge Strike, Clone Shadows damage buff. Good. Before I even got Point Tuning, they're getting buff. Super Strain. Oh my god. Deadly Coil. Cut. I like that. Cut. What a good change. Only can no longer reduce the cooldown reduction duration when dealing damage to Death Coil. Now reduces the dark duration by 8 to 15 seconds. So that's just a flat reduction. Is good. Under the damn Apocalypse 45-second cooldown, not only reduced by Death Coil. So they're just reducing the cooldown of these abilities. Cooldown was really big. Everybody played into it. So you just gotta lower it passively. Don't worry about it. Gargle lasts 30 seconds, but will now gain 1% damage per 1 running power spent. So easily ramps up damage, and it's easy to run. Improved Scourge Strike. Cut. New talent. Festering Strikes. Festering Strike, Scourge Strike, Clone Shadows, and 50% shit in 1 ruin. Awesome. New talent. Runic Mastery. Maximum runic power increase. Cool. Plaguebringer. Scourge Strike causes disease to occur 150. Oh, it's a Torghast ability. I like that a lot. Wait, that's actually really cool. Wait, I like this a lot. You can play disease build. Oh, that's awesome. Mages of the Dead. Apocalypse and Armor Dead. Summon the Mages of the Dead. Heroes Frostbolt. Mages of the Dead. Shadowbolt damage increased by 20. Frostbolt damage increased by 10. Mages of the Dead. Frostbolt soul duration increased to 60. Oh, that's good. Okay. Rupture Viscera. When you go to expire, they explode Viscera, dealing shadow damage to nearby enemies. Cool. Commander of the Dead. Generation also empowers the Gargoyle and Army of the Dead. Increases the damage by 40. Oh, that's awesome. Big army playstyle, boys. Eternal Agony. Death Coil increase the duration of dark transformation. That's cool. I like that aggressive play style. Coil of Devastation. Death Coil causes the target to take additional 35% direct damage out over 4 seconds. Wait, cause the target to take additional 35% of the direct damage. So the harder Death Coil hits, the more of a dot it has. Cool. Rotten Touch. Sudden Doom causes the Death Coil to also increase the Scourge Strike damage against the target by 30%. Wait, really? Sudden Doom causes the Death Coil to increase, so you Death Coil, Sudden Doom, and then Scourge Strike to do more damage. Awesome. Cool interaction. Inflict disease upon your enemies, spreading festering wounds equal to the amount of currently active to 8 enemies. Yo, you can spread festerings? What? That's so good. Super Strain. Your Vermin Plague now plays Frost Fear and Blood Plague. Bro, you can play a disease build, you can play an army build, you can play a festering build. There's new interaction with Death Coil. This is so good. Oh my god, that's so good. I love Plague Bearer, I like Rotten Touch, I like all these things. This is the good stuff, man. Well, this cost is gonna be insane. Unholy Death Knight looking like my new main. With so many updates, man. Yeah, they look insane. This is really good. I am so excited to try out like a disease-focused Death Knight, or army-focused Death Knight, or postures-focused Death Knight. I am so excited. Like a Shadow Death Coil-focused Death. I'm so excited to try that. That is so cool. And I like how the trees are getting consolidated a little bit more, right? It's going towards the middle. So you can kind of cross-match things. So certain things are going to have interconnections and dependencies of each other. But like, it's more close in the middle and you could cross immediately here, right? Easily cross stuff. That's going to be Mages of the Dead into Army of the Dead, but you can pick it up without needing it. So you can kind of go around it, or you could go right directly down into it and really focus on that. Like, looks like this is going to be a Frenzy build. This is going to be an Army of the Dead build. Looks like this is going to be a Disease build down the middle. So that's really cool. So you could go like Army into Disease, Heaven into Disease, into a full-blown Army, or Pet Army Disease. So you could really customize it. I don't know how I'm going to customize my build. I think I'll probably pick up Army. I want to try a full Disease build, all shadow damage. I'm really excited about that. Oh my god, it's so good. Cool, bro. Здорово, Super Straight, love that. Yeah, I'm so excited. Alright, who do we got, boys? Who do we got for teams? What do we got? We got Sasha Pro ready to go. Jo, I think, got a team, yeah? Does Boy have a team? Because I think we could go Jo and Boy at the very least. Will there be more games for our team? Maybe. I just gotta see how I'm feeling after this next game. Also, it probably is not a good idea that I didn't eat today. I haven't had any food, just coffee. So I'm kind of living off of coffee and hype. By the way, thank you guys so much for joining. Super fun hanging out with all of you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining the duels. I cannot wait to do this in Dragonflight with you boys. Full army build with enfeeblement sounds fun. Yeah, your pets are just going to enfeeble the enemies so they can't even like counter back at you. They're just surrounded by this army, lower down in value. You pick up that, maybe even pick up that ghoul interaction, ghoul runic weapon. They enfeeble the enemy, make him weaker, make him take more damage from your abilities, and just overrun him with the army. Bro, I'm so excited to drop down army, then transform, and normal pets do 40% more damage. This is gonna be so good. Coffee is life. Coffee is the only thing that's keeping me alive, man. It's kind of weird. Sasha, I'll try to get you guys a group as soon as I can. Boy, do you have a team right now? Tell me something that isn't RDY. Just write ready or yes, cue us in. Or be like, Dal, shut up and cue us. Write anything else, boys. I just don't know if you're ready or not. Because I see RDY, but I don't know if it was like a recent RDY or whatnot. I don't know if you typed it just now and I've just been kind of talking the whole time. What's the rune that applies dots and debuff limo? You're saying what you say it you did. Oh wait, what's that rune that applies dots debuff? The rune that applies dots debuff. Hold on. So I don't know what the rune is. I can tell you what I think it is though. We're talking about this one, right? The rune in the middle. This thing right here. So it connects with your swarm, but also connects with your festering, with your Scourge Strike. It's probably festering strikes. It's probably this. No, runic mastery. That's probably what it is. It's a runic. I'm guessing just because it looks like a rune. It says runic mastery, but I have no idea. I have no clue. Going from your ghoul, I think. From your ghoul. So it's like a ghoul applies something, right? Mages to the Dead, Festering Strike, Scourge Strike, Gargoyle, Damned. Commander of the Dead, Dark Commission empowers the Gargoyle, Army of the Dead. So you talk about the rune on the weapon. So it's a rune weapon where you ghoul and I think your other undead ghouls, like the Army of the Dead, or when they claw the target, they have a chance to apply a debuff. Remember the Legion artifact weapon ability for Unholy Death Knight where your pets would have like bonus effects, your ghouls, when they're clawed, they would have bonus effects. The Army of the Dead ghouls, right? The Army of the Dead pets. When those guys attack, their clawing attacks and your main pets attack have a chance to apply debuff on the enemy where they take more damage and do less damage and they're slower and there's a dot on them. So maybe that with an army build would be really good. Yeah. Ready to queue up. I don't know. Is Boy ready? Did he just say RDY is a new one? You said you would call us up now. Yes, JO. I do want to. Ruiner of the Apocalypse, that's what we call it. It's undertuned AF. But imagine if you could make an army build and run with the Apocalypse Ruin. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, compared to Fallen Crusader right now, it definitely does not match up. But imagine if that could make a play. That'd be cool. I think thematically it'd be cool. I'm not saying like it would be, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm not saying from like perspective of, yeah, that'd be a really good like numbers wise. I'm saying like thematically it'd be cool if that was buffed up to be good for that build. But yeah, I'm definitely not talking about numbers here. So is Boy not ready? I guess Boy and his team are gone, right? SP. So I guess we're gonna Jo and Sasha. That being kind of a, you know, offense. Yeah. It's probably gonna be more of that with Unholy Death Knight. For sure, especially if they can run like a full pet build. And Gargo is gonna be running around just like, just shooting at ya. Gargo flying around, just fired off at ya. I don't know why I think of Gargo as a bird. It's a Gargo, but I'm like, bird. In my brain, I'm like, bird, makes sense. Good enough. Alright, go over in, we go. Sasha Pro versus Jo. I'm gonna put you guys on a hook point. I'm gonna see if you guys are good Kulturan hookers, as in fishermen, because in the hook point, that's what they call the fishermen. They use the hook to reel in big fish. Therefore, they're called hookers. I'd rather have a greatly increased AOTD uptime and double the value of debuff because it'd be worth playing. Yeah, they would definitely need to do something to buff it, Shells. I'm just coming up with like, man, thematically being like the Army of the Undead Necromancer build, how cool would it be? That's all I'm saying. Like, it's far from like a statement of, hey, this would be really good, definitely meta build, definitely everybody should have played it. It's more like wishful thinking. Literally wishful thinking. But that Unholy Death Knight update seems really good. I'm excited. I hope we get a priest one. I hope we get a priest blue post soon. And maybe a druid one. I don't know if rogues need another one though. I think rogue town tree actually looks really good. I haven't seen too many like complaints about rogue tree at all. But maybe there's some, I just haven't seen any. Switch. We got us a team together with Aerodori on an outlaw rogue. I'm liking that full Hordy mod. All red and everything. We got us this huge butt man as a elemental shaman, exposed toesies, big old belly. Got himself the salamander head. Jesus is the death of the Samba. Kiosku in the back just chilling. Then we got Too Fast looking to see if he may be able to match up versus Antrea as an elemental shaman. But is Antrea playing the Ascendance build? Last time he did, and last time it looked like it was going to be pretty good. Touching the magic onto Antrea by the mage. Looks like he's going to be able to break out of the lasso immediately with them blinks. It's going to be a shift to power as soon as he sees it. It looks like it's just going to be touching the magic. It's going to actually maybe see if he can get some damage in off of that touch the magic afterwards. Too Fast gotta try to see if he can burst outside the magic. Big burst out of Antrea though with a lava burst. Too Fast able to heal through them fairly easily. Gonna be a silent totem keeping him in place. Too Fast getting an escape. Trying to see if he can miss out down through the totem. It's gonna be able to interrupt the lava burst in Antrea. Trying to see maybe we can get a capacitor to shake up Too Fast a little. Gonna be like all the time putting it back in a decent position. Trying to see if he can go for a poly. Blink to break out of the lasso. Getting trapped on a poly. Too Fast could be in trouble. Is gonna go for an ice block immediately. Trying to see if he may be able just to chill. Literally looking all calm and everything inside of the ice block. Trying to just calm down, slow the course of the battle, do a bit of recovery, juking out of that wind shear. Immediate trick out of Antrea, activated full ascendance, looking to see if he can pop off. But the polymorph does stop his onslaught for a moment longer. And Too Fast just trying to see if he can just get himself a little bit of survivability. All the time is up in case he takes big damage. That's going to be Antrea with yet another sentence. You're just getting them lucky procs. Look at this guy. Like the last time, Too Fast does have into all the time. I think all the time, or maybe a blink just to reposition. I think that was Ultra though. Shift the power to get himself a little bit of cooldown reduction. Stun. into a hex by the totem. Maybe not a stun. Panda ratio, that's gonna be touching the magic. Too fast has potential to go for a big burst. Trying to see if he can blast out on Trey. Doesn't trap them on Shadow. Does he have the missiles to follow? If he got him some big missiles, he could potentially do big damage. No interest by Entreya. And Too Fast trying to see if he can maybe blast him out. Missiles back to back. Entreya does get hit by the touch of the magic. Wall a little bit late. Too Fast still had cooldowns rolling for just a second longer, but that ulti time putting him back in a decent spot. Big lava burst out of Entreya, hoping for that Ascendance proc. More lava bursts back to back. Lack last has a blink for it immediately. Another set of lava bursts, but no Ascendance this time around. Shaman is just trying to see if he can fish. He's just trying to fish himself, which is perfect because he's in a hook point market. Literally fish everywhere. He's fishing for them lava burst procs. And Too Fast should hopefully be fishing for them clear casting procs, I guess, yeah. The damage of the missiles should be huge too. I'm seeing Too Fast not really going for a missile build, by the way. I'm not really sure what kind of ability he's trying to go for, but definitely not playing like a missile-oriented build. Gets it down for a second, eating that mage food, looking for the recovery, and Trey with a lasso, but you should be aware that every time you lasso, he's gonna have a blink for it. At this point, you kind of want to let Too Fast get a blink early, just to reposition and then lasso if you wanted to do damage. Lava burst back to back, Earthshock to follow. It's gonna be actually a knockback. It looks like maybe Too Fast tried to go for a poly, but just didn't complete it versus Entreya. It's not like the man is running grounding or anything, so I wonder why he kind of stopped the poly halfway. Is it because Entreya just walked behind him and he just didn't turn with it? Possibly. Shift in power for Too Fast gets interrupted. Trying to deny the cooldown reduction. Lack Lazo does have a blink for it. Gonna be massive miss for Too Fast for second. Does end up poly onto Entreya. I think I tried to go for a Goso, but I think while in Ghost we still can get poly, which I think is exactly what happened there. Gonna be Too Fast trying to see if he gets some damage. Both of them missiles. Entreya with that wall. Does Too Fast have any more damage? Gonna be the sentence out for Entreya for just a second. Big Earthshock sent to Too Fast, but Too Fast is gonna get the interrupt out and they heal. As Entreya looking for the recovery, another lava burst, big procs to follow. Too Fast is trying to see if he can maybe avoid any more lava burst pressure. Did use the temporal in order to give himself a little bit of healing. Full flash cut up for Entreya. Too Fast is kind of limited of what he can do for recovery. He does get Icebox back though. At the 4-minute mark, he did use enough cooldown reduction. He did get enough cooldown reduction with a shifting power in order to reduce his cooldowns just a little bit longer. Polymer versus Entreya. Stun onto Too Fast, does not want to blink it. He wants to save that blink for the lasso. Touch of the magic, does Too Fast have the burst he needs? Trying to see if he can get some cast off, get it interrupted on Arcane. No wall of it for Entreya. If Too Fast goes in for damage with missiles, this could be potentially the play. Trying to see if he can interrupt him on that fire damage. Does he have the more missile damage? Touch of the magic does accumulate a good portion of that missile burst. But Too Fast definitely needs to get himself a bunch of clear casted procs before he goes in for burst versus Entreya. Lightning Lasso has a blink for it with a shield, an interrupt on their Arcane. And Trey needs himself the instant cast procs from the Necrolord. If he can get himself enough procs versus Too Fast with Lava Burst, he could potentially just global him before the mage even has a chance to respond with an Ice Buck. Trying to get some Lava Burst back into Too Fast. The shield keeps him alive. Earthshock to follow is going to Ice Buck. Plenty of time in order to enable the defensive. And Trey definitely needs to get himself a proper setup versus Too Fast. He needs to get himself a little bit of luck with a Lava Burst. He needs to make sure he's very, very clean with his interrupts. Because if he interrupts Too Fast on that Arcane, goes for Lasso, he can blink it, so that actually would be perfect. Does Too Fast get himself the missile procs he needs though? Trying to see if he can juke out a kick from Entreya. Is still so far able to keep casting Entreya without the Warriors of Kicks. Gonna be that wall as well as the Draenei Racial for Entreya. Interrupted on fire, that's gonna be a bit of missiles. Interrupted him on Arcane, there goes the full Lasso, but the ultra time is gonna keep Too Fast plenty healthy. Still burns a blink either way though. I don't know if he really needs to. Unless he was maybe hoping that Entreya wouldn't, maybe he was expecting for Entreya to purge off that altar. Hex onto the mage, can't really do much about it. Entreya finally able to give himself a little bit of health recovery. 6 minutes into the duel, flash cut available for the shaman. He just gives himself one big lava burst proc, just a bunch of luck, and he'll be in a fantastic spot. All the time out for Too Fast. Looks like Entreya trying to see if he can purge the buff as fast as possible. Is gonna get locked out on the lava burst. But the lasso able to lock down Too Fast for at least 2 seconds before the blink comes up. Poly is going to be immediate checking for Entreya. Does he have the damage? Too Fast kind of low in health. No Icebuck available. Try to see if he can maybe miss up down Entreya. Wait, does he going to turn around into the shaman? He could potentially do it. More missiles flying in. Doesn't touch the magic do enough damage though. He could potentially do enough. Touch accumulated all the missiles. Wasn't enough. Entreya was able to get himself a mad heal. It just was so close. This opportunity for Trey to turn around. Got himself lava burst flowing back to back. If only get himself a fire elemental, he'd been in a fantastic spot. Interrupt on arcade, so Jeff's able to get himself shifting power, cooldown reduction. Looking to maybe get himself another ice block. Only 2 minutes, only a minute left on the cooldown for that thing. So maybe if he survives long enough, he could potentially get himself a second block. This could actually work out pretty well for him. What's up, Levin? How you doing, my man? Doing fantastic. How about you? The Purge and Ultra. I think he's attempting to, fam. I think he's trying. Purge, all the time, too fast, low in health. Actually, does get himself a blink with a small shield possible. Got himself the shield, but the entry and uses just to purge it. It does get to. Man, that's like a while. That arcade mage survives for quite a while. I was thinking to myself, is this his second Sea Arc on the come up? Not quite there, but he is definitely trying to make Arcane Dream work. Stunner to Antrea. Jesus unable to get knocked back with the Death Advance. Actually, Pillar Frost just keeps him alive. Big splitting ice onto Antrea, taking him out with Gloosh. Skulking behind the rafters, I think. The platform. I know there's a guy out there watching the duels. Just kind of looking around and announcing the announcer. I guess it's a rafter though, isn't it? Going to be kidney shot onto Jesus. Does have an AMS available. Shadow Blades for Gloosh, but is able to break through the AMS really quickly. I was thinking like he was not even going to focus on hitting the Shadow Blades. He just waiting, but I guess it was enough to take it down. Jesus sending out a dragon, trying to see if he can maybe keep the frosty breath rolling versus the Gloosh, trying to see if he can deny him the cover behind the pillar, but he was able to literally outrun an entire dragon. Which I think for Gloosh is fantastic because we're heading into dragon-oriented expansion. So if he's able to outrun dragons in arena, it'll be fantastic in the open world. Gonna be immediate IMZ for Jesus. Try to see if he can deny any magic damage from Gloosh, which is actually not a bad move. Pre-AMZ, that stun was nice. Stun to Gloosh. Does he have the damage he needs? Gloosh is getting blasted out. Sounds Sephora. Big obliterates back to back. Does Jesus have an escape out of this blind? He technically could shrink it if he wants to. He could have trinketed, but he knows that Gloosh has so many escapes. He needs to go for another blind stun to Gloosh if he wants to go for to get himself a proper go. He may need this blind, his trinket versus the snakes go versus the Gloosh. He could have trinketed. He decided not to, which may be the play. Shadowy Duel. Jesus is getting hit into a kidney shot. May need to use a defensive here. Trinket is available. May need to trinket right now. Oh, I don't even. Maybe he was hoping that eventually those eviscerates wouldn't be enough damage. Huge Buttman trying to see if he can maybe take down Gloosh. Hits him with a lasso. Got the primordial up. Immediate trinket. Gloosh does not have a blind. Let's go pretty good. Gloosh has a cloak shot as in case he wants to. Does Huge have the lava burst he needs? Gloosh dives into a restyle. Huge is right on his tail. More or less knows where he's at. Gloosh trying to see if he can maybe get a sap at Huge. If Huge can get his fire elemental in a good position to start attacking Gloosh to get him in combat, he could be in a good spot. But the fire elite isn't really doing work. There he goes. Meteor next to Gloosh doesn't quite get him out of stealth. Huge maybe can survive this resonator, but does he survive the viscerates from the rogue? Just leaves. He doesn't even want to find out if he survives it. He doesn't even want to find out if he survives it. He said, you know what? I'm probably dead. I'm just gonna let it be done. Just leave. That's unfortunate, man. I think he potentially could have came back, man. I think he potentially could have recovered. Gloosh looking for a bit of a reset versus Eridori as the Outer Rogue is skulking in shadows looking for Gloosh. Maybe he'll be able to find him. Gloosh just kind of jumping around all over the place. But he's hanging out by the eye, waiting for Eridori. Maybe he'll pick up the eye. Eridori is an orc who is resistant to stuns with a hardness racial. He got a trinket. He has Sheet Death. So he's actually in a kind of a decent spot to be pretty taken for the survivable versus Gloosh. Goes up with the cheap shot. Does give Eridori an opportunity to at least have a go versus him. Goes in for a blind instead of a mark of kidney or anything. Sap with a Gloosh. Does Eridori have the go here though? Cheap shot. Does he go with the resonator? He does have resonator. Needs to get a kidney shot into Gloosh. Cloaker shot is for Gloosh. This is what happens if you don't go for immediate kidney shot onto the rogue. I'm pretty sure he had the comp points off of the cheap shot resonator and a Cinder Strike or two. Even if it's a short cheap shot, I think it's worth. Gloosh does get locked down. The kidney shot as a Eridori does drop advantage for it though. Gloosh with a blind onto Eridori. The man has no more trinkets and Gloosh has himself a couple more seconds of Shadow Blades or a resonator. It's over. Eridori, there's no way he escapes it unless somehow the cheat death helps you. But I think Gloosh will just be able to have so much damage, it may just overpower it. Doesn't even need a resonator. Just the Curing Burst. Cheap shot. Cheap shot again. Decided to wait it out. He's just cheap shotting. He's not even doing damage. He's just cheap shotting just to wait out that cheat death. And Kioska tried to get proactive, trying to see if he may be able to fight versus Gloosh. Last time he fought Gloosh, he actually was able to beat him. Barely, narrowly, but he was able to do it. And Gloosh trying to keep the pressure on the pet. On the Rapture with Kioska forced to push up. Is this where Gloosh is going to be able to capitalize and get us some revenge? Kioska dropping down the Kyrian, stun to Gloosh. Does he pop a trinket here or just take the damage? Does burn the trinket, feint to follow. Kioska can still keep hitting him from super far away. Does force Kioska to at least peek behind the pillar. That shadow step does get Kioska super low. Massive resident Gloosh does get in with a freezing trap as Kioska's Kyrian stun does stop the rogue's onslaught. That's actually so close, so clutch. Kioska looking for a man advantage. Kioska is gonna expect Gloosh to follow him with shadow strikes. He has a trap right next to him. I don't know if it's a tar trap, freezing trap, or whatnot. Gloosh knows those traps are on the corner. Steel trap finishes out for it. Try to stay aggressive. Get a shot on Kioska. Trinket into a turtle. Eventually is gonna run through one of these traps. It looks like it's not a freezing trap. Gloosh looking for an escape and a smoke bomb. Got himself the dance, a sippy cup and everything. Is going to be able to dive into re-stealth. Sap into the pet. I don't think there's a 100's mark on him anymore, so really it's down to Kioska to plant a freezing trap and hope that Gloosh takes the bait from a raw ring angle. That's all you can do. Shadow steps on top of him. Cloak of Shadows. No freezing trap is going to stop him. Did Kioska pop the freezing trap down? I don't think he did. Kioska's taking lots of crit damage right now. Back to a blast. Does he have a freezing trap for him? Flare down. Kid Shadow to Kioska. Is this where Gloosh takes mud? So that's going to be Pet Sack stun onto Gloosh as he gets Kioska super low. Does the Eviscerate do enough damage? Freezing trap to stop him. Kioska with a kill shot could just end it. Kioska with a single plant to kill shot could just ends it right there. Man, that's such a close duel between the two. That is incredibly close. With Mort, Stormbolt onto he's DR'd. He's super DR'd, and Stormbolt just literally didn't do anything. Maybe Stormbolt did some damage to Kioska, but that's stunned. Like it bonked him on the head. But Kioska is just so stun resistant now. Just didn't even feel it. Threw a hammer in his head. Planted right in his face. Kioska it's just nothing. It felt like a pebble. Just like a pebble just tapped him on the forehead. And Mort is gonna have to maybe pick up the eyes or just keep Venom Knives to find Kioska. That is a camo for the Hunter. As he got himself a charge in, Stormbolt to Kioska, got himself a big old Blade Storm. Kyrian burst down for Kioska, trying to see if he can get counter aggressive versus Mort. Fear onto the pet. The pet is super far away. Kioska does have a turtle shell back up. If Mort can somehow maybe pre-reflect a freezing trap, he'll be in a fantastic spot. If he can somehow deny a freezing trap for Kioska, he'll be fantastic. Kioska just kind of going out behind the pillar. Traps down in the corner. Going to be more charging, I think, right through them. That's a charge trap. Next trap, he knows it's going to be a reflect, right? Freezing trap reflect. Walking on top of it. Isn't finding the trap, though. Kioska could go for a freezing trap. Did he set up one up ahead of time? Now there's a freezing trap. Now he knows. There's no way. There's no way. He realizes it's there. The only way he deals with it is if he gets a Blade Storm and just going to right through it. Or if he just waits out until he gets himself reflect. But at this point, you kind of need to get a reflect on a fresh trap by Kioska. It's the only way to really deny Kioska any escapes, any defenses, or any CC. That's the only way to really do it. Yes, the usual 100 changes. Yeah, apparently they're doing even more 100 changes over on the alpha. That's crazy. Lead by Mort, but does this warrior have anything at all left? Does he have anything left here? Stunned by Kioska Kyrian. I think it's over, man. You're just getting cheesed out. Mort does land a stun onto Kioska, but I think the pet and the dots do him in. He did disarm Kioska for a second, but the pet and the dots are already doing work. It's either going to be Unreal or it's going to be Shadow of Gloosh. Does Gloosh's Shadow end up taking him out? Kioska really proactive. He knows that it's a rogue, puts a Hunter's mark on him, which kind of feels like cheating a little bit. I guess the chat can decide if that feels like cheating or not. But I guess it's a way if Shadow Gloosh was next. He could have went for a pre-stealth, yeah? I guess Kioska just trying to see if he could fight and see if he could win here. 60 minutes into a duel, he's going to use every trick in this book in order to try to see if he can get an upper hand over the enemy target. If Kioska does not have a trinket though, I think Shadow Gloosh gets him. I think Shadow Gloosh just absolutely gets him. Does get himself a re-stealth. And Kioska just going to have to wait him out for a bit. Unless the rogue decides to open up. Is he standing on top of traps? Because if he is, that could be pretty deadly. I don't know if Kioska has a stun, because Shadow Gloosh does have a trinket, but if you have a stun to Kyrian, and if the rogue doesn't want to give you that trinket yet, that could be pretty deadly. Sack onto Kioska, Resonator up versus Kioska. It is going to blast him out. Does Shadow Gloosh trinket this? or he's just gonna let many badges happen. And a camera and a hunter's mark. Yeah, unless you get the pet out in the open or you pick up the eyes immediately, there really isn't much you can do right now. I think it's a pretty fair play considering how long the duels went. Plus the other sub rogue. Yes, it is a sub rogue too. That is true. Yeah, I guess it depends how you look at it, Egg. Everybody's gonna be a little bit their own. I personally don't mind it because of how strong sub rogues are. I personally don't mind it, and that's me as a rogue main. But to each their own. Glush trying to see the shadow. Glush trying to see if he can catch up to Casca, but that Kyrian just keeps him out in the open. Hunter's mark lets you keep seeing him, and Shadow Glush does have cheat death blocking. This is where you need to make a play right now. You need to have a mark that's ready to go, but that kills Shadow in the pet. It's over. I can't believe he actually just cheesed him out and just whittled him down with dots. Unreal is going to be up next, and Casca at least given an opportunity to get a full flash cap. It's going to be able to blast right through it so easily with 67%. Damn, but it just blasts on shield like it's nothing. Freezing trap next to Unreal. Potentially maybe a chicken for Casca. Does go for a stun as he gets real low. Turtle shell before that hammer comes down. Manic Better is the only thing that's keeping you alive at this point. And Unreal with a bubble and wings, trying to see if he may be able to blast out some damage with Kiosk, but can he do anything at all? He's trying to do whatever he can, trying to see if he can back up out of there, but Unreal gets him. And there's only so much you could do. Only so much you could essentially do. That is crazy. I'm Unreal. Have a great night. Good dreams, everyone. Thanks for watching me. Vadim, Unreal, Zdarova, большое спасибо, друг. Ты же пришел на stream saying, yo, Unreal, thank you so much for coming by my stream. Thank you so much for coming by to the stream. Dude, I gotta get some food, man. I haven't had any food. I'm starting to get lightheaded. Boys, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate ya. Super fun hanging out with all of you in the duels. Vadim, I hope we'll see you again. Вадим, надеюсь, что тебя на следующей дуэли, следующую неделю увидим и пригласи всех твоих друзей на эти дуэли. Чем больше людей, чем лучше. Чем больше, чем лучше. GG, thanks for the game, taking too fast. Thank you, boys, everybody. Boy, Jesus. Tags even popped in for a bit. Glush as well as JO. Thank you all so much for joining, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a good one. One more. Simon, I gotta get some food, man. I haven't had anything to eat. I'm actually feeling lightheaded. Like, my commentary is going out of the window, man. I came in today alert and ready to commentate some damn duels. I came in here trying to commentate them damn duels, boys. You just rogue next time? Yo, Abe actually just was the MVP, was the rogue hunter we needed. Thanks so much. Beat you damn rats. Fair enough, fair enough. You did that to the red twice, didn't you? Now that I think about it. That's so good. Well played, boys. Everybody hopefully had a hell of a game. We got yet another hunter update. Do I want to look at them right now? Oh man, do I want to look at the hunter and shaman updates? Man. Oh my god. Wait, that's gonna be insane. Wait, there's some changes that are looking really good. Feral Spirit's cooldown reduced by 90 seconds. Wait, Feral Spirit's cooldown reduced Flatline, boys. That's awesome. Elemental Wolves no longer reduce the cooldown. Yo, CD reduction on early wolves. I like that. Or wolves in general. That's really good. Humans that have some immediate damage when you activate the ability. Ice Strike, Frost Shock now highlights Frost Shock. Alpha Wolf now works with Chain Lightning rather than Crash Lightning, so you don't have to take Crash Lightning. That's good. Ascendance is now a talent node versus deeper root elements. Hailstorm provides your Frost Shock a bonus of 10 Maelstrom. If you're running with Overflow and Maelstrom, that's good. That's gonna be a fat Frost Shock. That's so good. Crashing Storms, Crashing Lightning damage, it goes about 40%, and Chain Lightning strike 2 additional targets. Oh my god, they're buffing their AoE. Chain Lightning return functionally being to Crash Lightning, Chain Lightning directions. Awesome. Storm's Invocation now remembers when you most recently cast Lightning Bolt with Chain Lightning and uses the spell when you Wind Strike rather than always use Lightning Bolt. Wait, Thorns can now Chain Lightning Crash AoE? Dude, that's insane. Wait, that's actually insane. Alpha Wolf and just crash Chain Lightning spam. Wait, that's incredible. That isn't, dude, these are looking insane. These upcoming updates are looking amazing. Gathering Storm has been consolidated to one town. My god, Shaman's looking insane. Oh my god. BM is getting updates. Coordinates all should be working, which is good. I'm not seeing that other one. That's awesome. Fury Vehicle now grants 50% crit, and Rhythm Motor increases HP threshold. Increases 5% per rank. Increases crit chance. So Rhythm Marauder is going to be Fury Vehicle is going to be incredible for execute. Let's make a Rhythm Marauder also a mandatory pick, which is interesting. Choice of Bridge of Brave Bombardier. The cooldown of Wild Bomb is the cooldown assault is activated when it fades. Oh, that's cool. Bridge of Brave design kill shot now grants up to strikes up to 3 targets while coordinate assault is active. Okay, interesting. Wait, do you need to execute for that? First coordinate assault just allows you to kill shot anytime you want to, because that could be huge for AoE. Wait, coordinate assault becomes like a weird ability now. It's not really a buff anymore. Does it still give it 20% damage? Can't even tell. Alrighty, boys. Thank you so much. Yo. What's up, dude? Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Always fun seeing you, man. I love the Lava Burst playstyle you play. It's so good. Chat, thank you so much for watching. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. I'm gonna get some food, and you guys should do pizza night tonight. I got some keys to do. I got some video to work on, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Love you all. I'll see you boys all in the next stream tomorrow for more 5v5 1v1 duels. We'll see if we do a Sunday stream. Probably an alpha thing again, yeah? Alrighty, boys. Oh, gee, my man, I gotta move you over here. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, how you doing, buddy? Yo, boys, take it easy. I'll see you all in the next stream. Alrighty. Peace.
Somewhere new, and I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the winds flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the winds flood what's been burning.